And post everything.
Here's a ping.
Scrim.
Scrim?
That's my scrim. I'm too tired to real scrim. Also, it's 11 p.m.
Excuse me.
As it always is when I stream.
Let me get
Scrim.
your stream turn on.
Yeah, we got a scrim. 1v1 me scrim. I don't even know if that's how those work.
I don't know, maybe? You tell me how it works.
No, because I don't know how they work.
Bloody hell!
Ah.
Hold on, I'm not looking yet. Molly, you smell.
Immediately gonna put something in VC.
Oh no. Plank inflation?
I love this reply.
It's better than my one. Even smellier though. You shut up. You're all equally as smelly. I am the most smelly.
Now to do a quote tweet with you.
I gotta piggyback off of you for views.
Yeah, you got a total of 2 extra viewers.
The entire one person who sees it and actually cares that it's not porn. And and then they don't care anyway because I'm not entertaining. I care. Yeah, but you're not coming here from Defang's Twitter. We're not talking about the people who are already here. We're talking about the people who see the quote tweet and go, "This isn't porn. I do not care. Post femboy, you fucking you deleted mine. Hell yeah. Well, same hat. Same
hat.
Same deleted NSFW Twitter account. Just use my private. Yeah, also same. My private and my main. Molly, I said that. You're stealing my joke. How dare you? How dare you, Molly? I said that first. You fuck. You. What am I doing?
Yeah, one of the things I thought about at work was
Blanket fighting.
uh
Well, obviously.
I mean honestly that should be the theme of the stream.
No.
It has nothing to do with anything I'm talking about, but like every time we get done with the topic, just say plank inflation.
No. Oh no, the jaws.
And like just for
I'm delivering the jaws to Akuma's house.
Oh.
Gonna find your account? What? Jamie, you already follow my account. What do you mean?
Jamie, you already followed my account.
Yeah, what the fuck? You'll never find my private. Is it because you don't have one? I knew
That's
it.
a good response.
Your current job seems to have changed since you were last logged in. What?
What?
Apparently one of my jobs got
You know-
cancelled? I don't know.
Damn, can't believe your job got canceled on Twitter.
Damn. My job made an edgy tweet in 2007. Got cancelled for it.
I believe it.
This is so sad.
I can't believe the mentality your job had at the time.
The mentality
So-
my job
so
had before it was
disgusting.
even established. God, how
Yeah.
could they? I can't believe a racist remark made by the founder of the company that doesn't even own the company anymore got me cancelled. This is so sad.
I can't believe it. It's so sad. Meanwhile, on the side, I'm just making more Pandoge memes.
Damn, not even committing to the stream.
It hasn't even started yet.
Doing
Shut
your
up.
own thing. Hold on, I'm getting to the actual start of the delivery first. I am driving, but you guys aren't allowed to see that yet. You know.
We're not allowed to see you driving? I see how it is.
Yeah, not this part at least. This isn't delivery. This isn't the game. This doesn't count.
It doesn't count.
Although the start of this job is kind of far away, so kind of just.
Hello, stream elements. You baddie. You absolute baddie.
What?
I'm gonna hit on stream elements so hard.
No.
Nah, why not? Stream elements is a bad bitch.
Such a bad bitch, though. Such.
No, so like, you know, one of the things I thought about at work, was like, it's like questions that you're tired of hearing.
Oh God.
Go straight.
I can't
I'm
think.
sure-
I can't think
I'm
of
sure you have a
one. I can't. I mean, I say that, but I don't remember any of them. Like, there are definitely a shit ton that fucking annoy me, but
Yeah.
On time.
I choose to forget them until I hear them again,
I
and I'm
mean,
like,
For any like retail employee, the question that they hate hearing the most is, "Hey, could you come in on?"
Hey, we're short-staffed. Can you? I wonder why you're short-staffed. Why
Could you come in? It's like,
I don't have a girlfriend yet? Every time I see them.
Oh boy, yeah.
Don't worry, my family gave up after a while. They realized I had no chance.
Go straight.
Okay, I've got a question that I am tired of hearing from my family. Two questions actually. They are, but they're both the same theme. Two questions. They are. You can probably guess who asks this question, and it's.
To literally marry the fan? Yeah, to
Have you
define.
been? No, You are?
That's not a girlfriend. That's a wife. Oh my.
The questions are: have you been reading the Bible?
Yeah, totally. I love the
Or
part. I love the
have
part
you
in the
been-
Bible where Freddy Fazbear gives Jesus some grape juice.
What's that?
So go on.
What's that
So-
fucking fat rat's name? That
Biggie Cheese.
yeah, Biggie Cheese. Like,
Yeah. Always keep
I
up
love
with
that
the
part of the
latest.
Bible.
I always keep up
I
with the
love that.
latest Bible drama.
Keemstar is just like, what's up, everybody? It's a Bible drama alert. Oh my god! And
I
yeah,
was
the other
about
question is,
to make a horrible joke. I am not doing that. Maybe
Do
next.
you wanna?
I'll
type it?
I'll DM it to you once I find a place to stop. It's related to Keemstar in the Bible. We'll say that.
Oh.
It is simple. Hey, you know what?
yeah, the
I can give it away pretty easily. It's related to Keemstar, and all I did was change one letter. Was
Oh. Oh no. Yeah, I have an idea. Now, the other question is, of course, have you been going to church?
Yes.
Yeah, I've been going to my own church.
I've been going to the
Where-
Church of Fat Hot Lesbians. .com.
Oh, I go to the Church of Pandoge memes where I'm constantly just making new ones. I make new entries in the Pandoge meme verse thing.
Doge Church. No, we have to go to Fen Church, which is a real place on the way to my old college. Which is
Is it? Wait, is it really?
yes. In fact, I
What's
also
the-
still have. It's not an actual church. It's like the name of a street. But like, I still have. You know how McDonald's has like those Monopoly things?
Yeah.
I still have like the tab of Fen Church Station somewhere on my desk as I crash into the fence looking for it. As I
Alright, well, we got the first crash.
I don't see it here. It's probably somewhere else. But I know I have it somewhere.
there's-
Fen Church Station. My home.
There's plenty of other, like, there's plenty of other questions that, like, I was just tired of hearing. Yeah, so, this is, like, a little bit more specific, but, I'm tired of being asked just, specifically in DMs by, like, maybe people I don't talk to very often.
Do you RP?
But just when they ask how are you, but they just put HRU,
Oh, God.
or what you doing, WYD, and I'm just
We
like,
do-
just talk to me like a normal person.
Yeah. You know what? I can easily shut up, Molly. I can easily bring up multiple questions that I hate hearing in one go. Anytime I'm talking about the fact that I can't fucking get any jobs here, and every time someone goes, "Why don't you just like no? Do you think I haven't tried that?"
Yeah. Oh my god.
Like,
No,
I
I've
ain't got
been
any
there.
chances. I'm fucked. Why do you think I'm doing this?
No, I've been there. Like when I'm between jobs, and I get asked like, "Have you tried doing this?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I have. Shut up."
Yeah.
Yeah, this is questions I'm tired of hearing of is something you can get immediately salty over.
Yeah, even now I'm just like, ugh. I'm just depressed in general. Mad. Don't know what that is, but yes.
Have you tried going to therapy?
Yes. Didn't do shit. All it did was take my money.
Molding. I have to say, honest to God, molding has become one of my most favorite, like, recent terms. I think it's such a funny term.
I like the whole gang of cope, sieve, and mold. It's all great.
Funny.
Especially when someone is coping, sieving, or molding.
No, I love just seeing, and it's, it's being a little rude, but I love having a chance to make a comment about people taking copium.
Yeah.
I'm surprised no one's made like a pun out of the word copious and copium. Just, I don't know, taking copious amounts of copium.
Someone 100% has.
Probably. Nothing's original anymore. Have you seen me?
If you're saying that, look at me. You're more original than I am.
Okay, that actually, I don't know why, but that just triggered something that, like, another thing I got tired of hearing. Ironically, I got tired of hearing it in my late 20s. I don't hear it, and I'm turning 32 next month. But I don't hear it so much anymore, and that's, for some reason, I used to hear it in my late 20s, like, ooh, you're how old? I was like, oh my fucking god, fuck off, kid. It's always someone who was, 18 or 19, acting like 28 was old.
Now you hear it from me because I think you look and sound way fucking younger than you actually are. Beautiful bitch. You delicious bitch.
Well, it's funny because, like, it still happens where people, damn, black and white piano, so emotional. I know, Marley, I'm a fucking fraud.
I'd rather be unoriginal than ugly.
It's a 19, I can confirm. 28 is ancient, but 30 plus is Milf. I think that's genuinely what happened. Is like the moment I hit past 30, is like people no longer saw me as old, people just saw me as MILF, and I was like, damn, okay, I guess I'll take it, but
damn,
what
I
changed?
wish. Nothing changed. People just got better. Like... Nothing changed. People just got better tastes. Don't you dare make a self-deprecating joke. Don't you?
No, because we've had this song and dance routine. I mean, it's gonna happen again in the future, just not right now.
A horrible taste. Yeah, you watch my streams. Yeah.
No, well, listen. There's a song by the Aquabats called Lobster Bucket, and it's a song about, I guarantee at some point I've talked about this song.
You have.
But it's literally just friends helping each. It's a song about friends helping each other. That's it.
Yeah.
So, guess what? James here because she wants to help you out, and by watching.
Yeah.
So anyway, other question, like, there are even questions that I get tired of asking myself.
I get that.
Like,
there's probably a bunch of questions and it's like, I don't want to ask this, but I have to.
Yeah, questions.
Pretty much every
questions.
Oh, monitor dead. Oh, I have to use oh my god. Please. Okay. Cool. I am glad I had the stream preview up then, because I was using that to drive. Because actually, you know what? That's probably why the monitor's cutting out, because I've got that also using up my GPU. Which also good news. The literally attractive fucking Lamau. Good news, the GPU that Johnny sent me should be arriving tomorrow.
Oh, good.
Yeah, so I hope that fixes the problems.
Actually, Okay, so a question that I wish I didn't ask myself so much, and it's usually when I'm in a bad mood. It's what are you doing?
I don't know. I ask myself that every night. Like, the fuck am I doing?
What do you even? What do you want?
Fuck knows.
It's like, man, I need to stop asking myself these dumb questions, because, like, you know what? I know what it is I'm doing. I'm just working. I'm just working my regular ass job, and helping to support people that I care about.
I don't ask myself those questions because I don't know the fucking answer.
I may not know the answer all the time, but I at least know the reason. That's how I choose to look at it. Like, so what? I don't need the answer. I'm just gonna keep doing what I do.
I'm trying. Motivation hard.
But one question that I'll never get tired of asking, like, yeah, let's flip it a little. Like, what's a question you don't get tired of asking? And I can start that off with just a question I ask myself a lot, and that's, what the fuck is that?
What the fuck is a Sonic?
Well, what the fuck even is a grilled cheese sandwich?
I don't know. I don't really ask questions that I don't get tired of asking, I guess. I don't know. If I ever ask a question more than once, I get tired of it. Like, obviously the one question I hate asking all the time is asking for support, Lamau.
Oh man, yeah.
Because
I hate
self-worth,
having to
baby. Even though I literally have to do it all the time because no one gives it to me except for, like, you guys. But, like,
yeah.
like, thank you guys to fuck. But I do need more. I do kind of need more. I don't want to milk everything out of you guys. I want other people to support me. I don't want you guys to be the whole reason. No, you won't, Jamie. You need that for yourself. That's the thing.
Like,
I don't want you to need to give me all of your funds. I want to have enough people supporting me where I don't need one person being my sugar daddy. Marley, you already have a tier 2 sub and a tier 4 patron. Like, you don't need to give me anything else. You know? Even though Patreon literally fucking yoinks half of that patron pledge. Like, you give me enough. You give.
Yeah, it's tough. It's a cruel, hard world out there, and here we are, just like.
All I ask is for people to share my shit around.
Yeah. Tier 3 sub and
Tier 3 sub? I didn't know you were tier 3. The fuck? That's even. Why are you doing that? No, stop that. You're not allowed.
No, just let Jamie do it anyway. No. I did go to the bank and deposit a suspiciously large amount of money. Describe suspicious.
Not good, you better not.
And don't actually be like, don't give 100% accuracy, just like, describe what suspicious means.
Yeah, 3 to you 1. So yeah, I do remember that. You bitch. Good, you don't need to be subbed. You shush. All I ask is for people to share my shit around. There are I'm gonna be salty again. Or not really salty, but I guess like e-beggy. Like, I have a lot of friends who have a lot of followers.
Yeah.
It's like, it'd be really nice if they, like, you know, shared my stuff around and not. And now I'm gonna be salty and not constantly share the same people who are already popular as fuck around.
Yeah. Cope seed mold.
Yes. I'm not even gonna like, I am molding. I am coping because bruh, like how hard is it to press the retweet button? Like, please.
That's really not.
All you have to do is retweet my stuff and be like, "Hey, go help out my friend." I've seen people do it before for other people. I've seen it. Why not? Where's the difference for me? Why am I not worth it? Is that why? Like,
In my mind, it's like, and this is only my my guess, is that it's like, oh, this is someone that I could potentially get something out of, potentially, by helping them out in some way. Meanwhile, Fennec Hands, I know I won't get jack or shit out of it, so
yeah,
it's not
I
worth it.
wouldn't be surprised.
Meanwhile,
So that's all I can
again,
do.
the three of us here, where it's like, look,
Jamie,
we just help a
you
friend
guys
because
do
that's-
enough. I'm not talking about you guys. Stop punching yourself down when I'm not even talking about you. Shut up. You do more than enough for me.
And yeah, Marley, I would say 4 digits worth isn't even suspicious, because it's like,
You three are literally
you
like
know.
the only people who consistently support me.
yeah.
I'm asking for
Well-
other people to do it as well.
Because like, for what it's worth, at my job, I get paid every 2 weeks, and it's like, it is technically in the 4 digits, just like, not like, it's not like it's high 4 digits, like, just over 1,000, but it's it's enough to help me get by, treat myself a little bit, and then also have some spare money for food and for helping out friends, blah blah blah, the deal. Richter and I have talked about before that even though he technically is paid more because he's been at UPS for longer, I technically make more just because I work full time and he's still part time.
Yeah. So he gets paid more per hour, but overall you get paid more because of the
Yes.
time. Yeah.
Yes. And so when he did that math, like I make more by the end of the month
Yeah.
than he does.
Oh.
Well, it's random little factoids. I'm hoping one day. Well, so you three already know this, but I have a vacation coming up. Vacation from work. It's during my birthday week in April. And so
Come over here and give me a kiss for your birthday.
I do
You'll
be
be earning your lost funds back. Yeah. You've been making monies.
Yeah, what was it? I was talking about it with a friend earlier, and I was like, I know that this year I'm not gonna be going to visit my family in Florida during my vacation. Like, I haven't even told them that I have a week off during my birthday week in April. Which I will say, just like most years, I try to keep my birthday very low key.
Yeah, same.
So it's like, and so like when my birthday actually comes, I just stay quiet. But I know those who do know it, inevitably they're gonna hit the at everyone. And I'm gonna be like, God damn it.
That's why I just don't mention it to anyone. Like I always fuck around. Like no one, barely anyone knows when my birthday is. Especially not the type of people who would do that.
Yeah. But so
something self-deprecating joke about people not caring enough to at everyone, but the XD. I will usually like make a post about my birthday after my birthday.
Right.
And even then, I usually won't say when specifically. I just be like, oh yeah, it was my birthday and a while ago, and I got this or something like that. Like last year, how like for my birthday and like last year, how for my birthday and Christmas, I got most of my computer parts. Do anything for my birthday this year? Joke's on you, I don't do anything for my birthday any year. Because we can't afford it. Well, I can't afford it. I'm saying that while I literally just got like over £1,000 worth of computer parts last year, so.
So, in my case, again, I'm just taking a break from work and that's it. I'm not visiting family this year. because after last year,
Maybe, yeah, maybe not. Usually, for my birthday, usually it's just we do the gifts and stuff, and then we just like eat something nice. Like we'll just we'll just like order takeout, or we'll go out to a restaurant. Like usually nothing else. I'm not a fan of like big celebrations and shit. I mean, shit. For like the past like 4 years, we haven't done a Christmas dinner.
Yeah.
Last year we had curry. I'm pretty sure.
I mean, curry's pretty good. I'm not gonna lie.
That might have been the year before. I don't remember.
I remember after last year, when I was like after.
At the roundabout, take the first.
Because I was there during the week of my mother's birthday, and I had a less than stellar time. Like, last year I got a toolkit to fix my own broken food disposal. Happy birthday!
I mean, that's kind of what happened with me as well. I still had to build the computer, but even then, that's way better to just here's some tools, fix it.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah. Honestly, most of my birthday was spent building this computer because I had a lot of issues with the screws.
Yeah. So, last year again, it's like, you know, it was cool that on my mom's birthday we went to Epcot because my mom always wanted to go to Epcot. Cool, whatever. I learned that Epcot is really boring. And I'm glad I went once, just so I can say I never want to go to Epcot again.
Yeah.
But also at the same time, it was like, I know the circumstances were what they were. Like, my dad wasn't expecting the way things planned out, and that's mostly just like, look, I'm sorry, I don't know if you know what cocoa melon is, but it's I could only stand it for 2 days, and I was there for a week. So
oh no.
Yeah, Marley,
That's,
you get it.
Okay.
Because the context is my sister and my brother-in-law, and of course they're, you know, with their son, my nephew, they were visiting at the same week because that's basically what happened. Like, they weren't. My sister had planned before to visit my mom during her birthday, you know, for that week, and my dad, without knowing, then planned to have me show up during that week. And then after the ticket was bought for me to show up, that's when he found out that you know, that they were also visiting that same week. And so I got very acquainted with listening to Coco Melon, and oh my god.
Oh my god.
Oh, if I ever have a child of my own, they are going to watch Blue's Clues, Little Bear, Barney, and then later Animaniacs, and just, you know, a bunch of the cartoons that I grew up with. They are not being raised on Coco Melon. Cause
Little Bill.
That was Little Bill. Actually, Little Bill. Maybe not Little Bill. You probably don't know what Little Bill is.
I know what it is. That's why I said when Marley said it.
Yeah.
That's what I said.
You know, if it was possible,
They can watch Little Bill as long as they don't have internet access.
Yeah, as long as they
no researching. No researching. And even then, if I ever have a kid, they're not getting access to the internet until they're like 16. Like I have seen kids that like how they are on the internet. Fucking Christ, I do not want a kid to be like that. Like if I saw my kids saying some of the shit that I see on like Twitter and stuff, I would slap the shit out of them.
Oh yeah,
like
100%.
I don't care. Hit your kids. That's my PSA.
We've said it before and still mean it. Hit your kids.
Don't be like abusive parent hitting your kids because you had a bad day at work. Hit your kids when they fucking deserve it. When they fucking
yeah. Slap my kids if they asked to roleplay. Yeah, honestly.
Say
But no, so
to RP. If I see my kid on a fucking Roblox roleplay server, I am throwing his computer out the window.
it's gonna be like that moment in what is it? I think it's
and
Parks
phones, because
Recreation.
I'm pretty sure you can play Roblox on mobile as well.
Yeah, you can.
Oh fuck! Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Don't get stuck. Differential lock.
But no, so with all that out of the way, I remember I told my brother shortly after, I was like, look, I gotta be honest with you, I don't think I'm gonna come and visit next year during our birthday.
Are we gonna make it? Yeah.
And he was like, yeah, I get it, I understand, and yeah, I'm keeping to that. I'm just, look, I'm sorry, I'm not gonna come and visit.
I think you're visiting us next time.
I mean,
and we have TV control. We.
Well, since we don't have a TV, there's nothing to worry about control-wise.
Exactly.
You know, we have our computer monitors. What was it? Yeah, it's just gonna be a nice low-key, just me relaxing.
Yeah.
You know, probably learning to cook a few more things.
A whole week of us making out.
Just a whole 7 days of just
non-stop.
And then it turns out we were actually baking the whole time. We were just like licking the brownie mix.
Yeah. What the fuck is this? The fuck? These options are terrible. Use packaging. That's not what I wanted. But oh my god, what the fuck is this? Is it like recycling week? Is it the fuck?
I mean,
I guess we're going back to.
don't
I guess
you
we're
have
going
recycling
back
week?
to Sweden. You have a delivery pending. You must finish it before starting another one. No, I don't. What?
Yeah,
is the delivery way? Hold on.
I'm gonna be not delivering me some goddamn soggy cardboard.
Is my delivery literally? I swear, I did just bring that delivery in, right? Like I got the confirmation screen for starting the mission. Or finishing the mission. I went to the next like job offers. Like I just started a new job. Whoops. Is my new job literally just delivering it to the place I got it from?
I don't know.
Like Oh god, am I gonna clothesline my truck? No, okay, cool. Oh my god, it actually is, isn't it? The fuck? Or is this me, like, loading the cargo, and it didn't load it for some reason?
Yes and yes.
Oh. Light post.
Okay, so with all that in mind, again, just gonna chill out during my vacation from work. But it got me thinking, like, what even would be like an ideal vacation for me? Like if I had, I know I've asked this before, but I still think about it, like what really would be an ideal vacation? And
it's a hard thing to like pinpoint, I guess, because of like the hypothetical of like if you had no limitations on like budget or whatever.
Yeah.
Like, that's a lot of fucking options.
Oh yeah, of course.
Like I don't know what the perfect holiday would be. Like,
I would love to just go hang out with you and just like go to the Denver Aquarium. Like I like an aquarium. I like good aquariums.
Go see more penguins.
Oh yeah, we could go to Cheyenne Mountain Zoo again and just see the sign, see the your. I still don't know why it was funny. Just the penguin's face and under it the word your.
It is pretty funny. I mean, honestly, my ideal holiday would literally just be spending a week, like, with friends. Like, not even going anywhere, just a week in, like, like at home with friends.
Yeah.
Obviously not my current home because this place is fucking tiny, and and we wouldn't fit.
Like,
I don't know if I could. I don't know if I could
to-
fit all of you on a single bed.
Well, it's like if we had access to like a
I
good
would,
hotel.
Yeah.
I totally get you.
No, I'll just get all of my hot lady friends and we'll all sleep in the same single mattress bed.
That's when one of us farts.
God damn it.
Hey, we made it 40 minutes.
Yeah.
Keep right, and then exit right.
Just like in the middle of the night, we're just.
Exit right.
And then everyone wakes up and they're like,
Who done it?
"You fart?"
Which one of you fuckers was it?
We're all just like, "No, it wasn't me." We're like, "Okay, asses up. Which one of you bitches farted?" We're gonna find out which one smells.
No.
Oh my goodness, yeah. I don't know. Sometimes, like, depending on my mood, like when I was thinking about today, just again, like you were describing, just a kind of low key vacation where it's just with friends.
Yeah. I mean, that would be my
Where,
best
you know,
time in general, just spending time with you guys, because, fuck, man, it's lonely here. Fuck.
Yeah. Just going out, you know, trying going to different restaurants, blah blah blah.
Yeah.
Excuse me. I still remember when it was the first time I came to visit Colorado back in 2016. One of the places, like, you know, one of the places Richter took me to first was the Denver Zoo, and I liked it, and I went a few more times ever since. But one of the other places, it was like the Science Museum, and we went there with my friend who would end up becoming my first roommate in Pennsylvania. This was back when he lived in Greeley, which is like 3 hours away from where we were living.
Go to the Science Museum.
Science Museum. It was honestly really cool. It was very cool. There was, I don't know if it's still there, but there was this thing there where it was kind of a little game where it'd be two people. Science Museum, they are cool, but there was this basically it was one of those mental game things where you know, you put on this not exactly a helmet, but just thing around your head.
Oh, yeah, the little, like, mind power things.
Yeah, those. And you'd basically
Things that
just...
barely fucking work half the time.
This one did work. But it was specifically like a head-to-head one where you just had to have, you know, you just had to get the ball into the other person's goal, and that was it. And my friend and Richter did it, and it was literally just deadlocked. The ball was stuck in the... You could see that it was trying to move, but it was just stuck in the middle because they were both just at such peace. Because they, my friend, like, he just knew how to keep his mind calm, and Richter was just in such a peaceful state just because I was there. What ultimately ended up happening was that my friend got a little bit anxious just because he felt bad that they were so deadlocked, and there were other people who wanted to try it. And because that little bit of anxiousness, he ended up losing to Richter, who was just, again, just at such a calm level.
Damn, Richter didn't care about the other people. This what panda pussy does to a motherfucker.
I mean, you know.
You do got a good pussy. You do.
Listen, when we're on that chicken dinner, all I'm gonna say is my pussy do be popping.
Pussy packs a punch.
This is where Joji would remark with that pretty pink pogger's pussy.
Ugh. Horrible.
Yeah, I know, but it still gives me a giggle. Yeah, I don't know, just I think to me, like, and that's one of the reasons why I enjoy going to conventions, is because in a way, just like going to conventions, they are like their own mini vacations to me. Is because, you know, we're all going to just this one spot for 3 days,
hanging out. Yeah, I think I've been to like 2 cons in my entire life, because we have the London Comic Con here. I've been to that twice. That's it.
Right.
The first time was fine. Not much enjoyment to be had. And the second one, the stuff there was great, and I did have fun, but just the overall experience wasn't that good. Drama surrounding Denver this year. Fine, everything has drama. Who cares?
I'm still out of the loop on what's going on with Denver and why like a bunch of artists are like pulling out of it. So I guess, Marley, if you could fill me in on that.
They probably found out about like bad treatment of employees or whatever, or just like being run by shitty people.
Yeah, who knows? I've been on the fence about going to Anthrocon this year, just to go one more time.
Run by shady people, yeah.
Mainly Treble.
No, that's my favorite clef.
I don't know what the guy
who
stole from Lemon
Brat. Who and who? I don't know either of those names.
Well, Lemon Brad is a fursuit maker.
Oh, cool.
And I'll say it, a very, very well-known one, very good one. Or rather, it's Lemon Brad's a company, I should say, but and I had no idea who Trouble was, but well, that's poopy. And a disgruntled employee emailed all their vendors warning that he was gonna run with the con money. Well,
why would you tell them that you're gonna do that? If you're gonna run with the con money, just do it. You don't call yourself out like that, fucking idiot. Fucking. Were they like making a threat, saying like, oh, if you don't do this, then I'll run with all the money? Like, was it something like that? Because if they just said they were gonna do it, that's just stupid.
I think
like that had to be some sort of threat. Like for a different reason.
No, it's like a disgruntled employee of a, I don't think it was a person that like probably worked for him.
Yeah. Oh, like the employee emailing that Treble was gonna run with the money. I thought you were saying that like the employee emailing was saying that they were gonna run with it. I was gonna say, like, because if you're doing that, that's just fucking stupid. That's just.
Yeah, well, that's a real big shame, because I was hoping to finally maybe go to Denver this year, but
I am 100% not surprised. Something popular about furries, and it turns out that they're shitty people? What? Popular furries being shitty people? I've never heard of that before.
Oh, never.
Furries stealing things? Okay.
Despite some issues I have with Anthrocon and how it's run, I will say it's still technically run well. the main face of Anthocon, Uncle Kage, you know, he definitely runs a tight shift that
Uncle
keeps it
Topia.
running. Right. But now, yeah, the main reason I'm thinking about going one more time this year is like as like a final send off. I guess in a way a late send off to just my time in Pittsburgh or around the Pittsburgh area. And maybe even say like, hey, to anyone around the area who knew me, still remembers me, this is gonna be my last time going. So if you want to just come say hi, hang out, whatever, it'd be nice to see some of you again. But the main thing that I'm still hesitant and like why I'm still on the fence of going to Anthocon one more time is because of, guess what? People I used to know that I don't want to see again, who, like, if word gets out to them that I'd be going one more time, and something tells me that it would, then I have a sneaking suspicion that at least one of them would try to confront me, and I'd have to just be like, get the fuck away from me, or else I am going to seriously report you for harassment.
Do it. Bet. Don't worry, you'll have other not shitty people around you to back you up.
Oh, that's the thing that I know for a fact that if I do go, I would have a lot, you know, I'd be going with a Radiance group, basically. And I know that, like, and I know that a few other people are more than likely going, so I know that there would be people who just, like, you know, if someone I used to know tried to start anything, they'd probably be like, hey, do you mind, like, not harassing our friend?
Yeah.
I had just sent me some furry art and said it looked like something I'd make.
Yeah, but I'm pretty sure your parents already know that you draw weird shit. I swear you've talked about that before. You should send us the picture.
Yeah.
You've seen,
I don't know. I'll have my mind made up if I'm going by like the end of this month.
By the time when you can actually make the choice of getting like the tickets and stuff.
Yeah, and if I do go, I'll honestly, like, if it's still available, I'll even just go super sponsored just so I can like skip lines and such. So anyway, I know I like I always do, I went off on a tangent. Thinking about vacations and mini vacations, and again, my another thing I talked about regarding not really wanting to go back to Florida again, especially again last year during April, as well as of course during Christmas. Oh boy. I was talking about with another friend, and we were like, you know, it sounds like you really go back to Florida out of obligation versus really wanting to, and it got me thinking, like, that concept of obligation versus really wanting. I don't know.
Yeah. Got it.
I'm thinking about it. I'm thinking about it again now, just like the comparison of, you know, again, feeling obligated to do something versus actually wanting to do it. And I feel like it's something that I need to break out of, because that feeling of obligation, I kind of let it control my life too much, where it's like, you know, a lot of these things I'm not really obligated to do. I just act like I am and then force myself to be obligated to it. But do I really want to do this? Like, these streams? I want to do these truck streams. I enjoy doing these.
They are enjoyable. But I also have to do them because money.
Yeah.
Well,
See,
even
in your
then, it's not
case-
like I get much anyway.
In your case, it like kind of is an actual obligation.
I mean, I do enjoy doing it, but
Yeah.
I need money. I need.
Yeah, I totally get that.
Which is why I hate that I barely earn any money from doing this. Because it's my only source of income and it's not that great anyway.
Yeah, but it's like, see, that's where it gets into like something weirder, where it's like, in your case, both an obligation but also wanting to. So it's like,
It's like, I want to stream, but I have to earn money.
yeah,
So like, if I already had, like, if I was able to get a job and like get any sort of income outside of this, I would still stream. It wouldn't be as often because I'd obviously need to spend time working, but I would still do it and enjoy doing it. But since I
Right.
have to earn money somehow, I stream way more often. And
yeah,
at least try sometimes to like promote and like ask people for support, which doesn't go
Yeah.
anywhere, but I try. Doesn't.
and at the very least, you know, you are trying, and if someone would say, "Oh, try harder," well, from my perspective, yeah, you fucking have been.
I've been trying fucking hard enough. It's been like 5 years. You try harder to support me. If you're telling me to try harder, maybe I'm not the one who needs to try harder. I'm trying hard enough. Maybe you need to put the fucking work in. I've done everything I fucking can. My computer is fucking dying, and I still make an effort almost every single night to do this shit. It's not my fault. It's not. The last time I heard I don't remember who it was. I've blocked them out. But when they told me that I should give up because I wasn't earning enough money,
yeah.
you can. Those type of people can go fuck themselves.
Well, I'm pretty sure I have the name. Wasn't it like Moth?
Yeah, it was them. It was
Which, I mean,
some mediocre Twitter artist.
That was a very original name.
It was some mediocre Twitter artist. Kind of like, give up if you're not getting enough support. I was like, all right, fuck you then.
So
Like,
I say keep going.
yeah.
Oh well, let me get rid of this.
Oh hell yeah. Remove the space. No, I will remove the U.
No, that's okay. I did the remove for you.
Yeah.
What was that name? Radafum RRCH, right?
I don't know. They're just like generated names.
Yeah. Oh yeah. So I don't know why that reminded me of something I saw. Something I saw on Twitter. That was the account women posting their L's online.
Oh, the account entirely dedicated to being sexist and transphobic.
Like the person.
I've seen their stuff
had
before.
They had a post in January. They had a post in January saying like, if you hate on crypto,
Of course they support crypto.
It's because you're poor. So I looked into it. I looked into the person that actually runs the account.
Yeah, they're a hermit. They're.
Yeah, they're basically another crypto hermit, and I'm just like, uh-huh.
I bet they don't even like buy into crypto. They're just some fuck brain who is like, "Woo, this is definitely not a scam," and they just think they're like, I guarantee they're just doing it to piss people off. Their entire, like, I remember like months ago, like sometime last year, a huge thing like of them like harassing somebody that I follow.
Yeah.
And like their entire account is essentially gaslighting and being sexist and transphobic. And many times racist too. Like there are at least at the time when I do it, there were so many quote unquote L's that they were posting that were literally just trans women being trans women. And just posting about like good things that are happening to them. Like, yeah, some fucking L.
Yep, it is a really awful account.
So it's such an L that my family accepts me for who I am. So terrible. Damn, cope. Fucking just because your parents don't accept you, you don't have to get mad that mine do.
Ain't it just so amazing?
I literally don't have a job, and I can tell that is jobless behavior. See, I don't have a job because I don't have a choice. They don't have a job because they're a fucking lowlife.
Why would they need a job? They have crypto.
Do they? They have a basement. They have a basement and a Twitter account. Say what you want, but people treat women was much different. Yep. Like I always say, I'd probably get more support if I sounded more feminine. Going back to me being salty, but hard truth, if my voice wasn't as deep as it was now, easily. But fuck it, what can I do?
Well,
Hogger's headshot.
lady. So no, maybe I don't want to make you more upset, so I'm just
Okay, go for it. Nah, go for it.
Well,
I'm upset enough. I won't get worse. Like I don't care anymore. It's what can I do about it?
Well, a couple days ago, I was chatting with someone. You know, I was chatting with a couple folks over on another server, and they were people who, you know, that I never like spoken with over voice chat before.
Yeah, and because your voice is great, they thought you were already female.
That
doesn't make me mad. Like, yeah, I'm gonna get jealous because I'm fucking stupid, but like, good. That means you're doing well. I might not be doing well because I'm fucking stupid and my brain can't process vocal training no matter how hard I try. But I'm not gonna bring you down because of my own experiences. I'm not a shitty person. Like, I am so supportive of that. Like, good. You sound fucking great.
And I do appreciate it, just for all that's worth.
Yeah. As much as I try, like, I'm trying. I'll give myself that credit. Like, I try and do vocal training, but because of my brain, it's fucking hard.
Yeah, I totally get
and I will
it.
still even say, even though it is barely any progress, I definitely sound better than I used to. Like, even if it's slight, like, if you go to any clips, like, before I did vocal training, before I used the
From, like,
voice change,
2019?
yeah, like before I did vocal training, before I had the voice changer, like, I sounded so fucking bad.
I
Like,
still remember.
ooh.
I do remember your old voice, just for
Like
all it's worth.
my first Yakuza 0 stream, where it was like the first time Jamie joined one of my streams. I had horrible internet, so I was streaming at like 480p at 24 FPS. My UI was this like really ugly like pink text that was just huge and like covering up most of the screen.
Yeah.
And like I remember specifically, like I sounded like shit.
Right.
11 months and 12 hours. You've been watching me for longer than that, and you didn't follow straight away. I think you were watching me for at least a month or two before you followed.
Oh man, well,
Because I think the Yakuza stream is the first one you watched, but I think you followed me when I was playing TF2. Followed on a Minecraft stream. Okay, I think I remember. It was either the one where I was playing with Mon and someone else, or the one where I was just playing with someone else. I don't remember. There were two separate groups, I guess, that were Minecraft streams. I think one of them was me, Mon, and Undesirable. I guess that's a good word for them. And then there was another, you shall not be named. And then there was another stream which is where originally my stream alerts came from, where it was me, Mont, and Holly, the sheep character person.
Right, yeah. I sort of remember them.
Also, honestly, I guess we could also say undesirable, but shut the fuck up, Molly. No, but like honestly, I still have more fond memories of them than I do of other.
Right. I get you.
Like, they were a nice person. It's just their internet presence was a lot different. And still is. But even then, like, their internet presence, whew, it's work. But them as a person, they're a great person. Like shit, I'm pretty sure they're the reason I started playing Destiny 2. It's just like,
well, fair enough.
Oh. You didn't get me to play that shit game. You're a nice person.
When was the last time you even heard from Holly?
God, I don't know. At least a year ago. And it wasn't even their fault. Like I stopped talking to them. Like I'll be honest. Like it wasn't their fault. I stopped talking.
Yeah,
mainly just it was around the time where I deleted my original NSFW account, the one that had like 3K followers, and I was just like, no, this sucks because of the reason I gained those followers. Yes, you're fuck. You're so beautiful and nice that I almost threw up. You're too sweet.
So,
Am I gay? Probably. I don't know. I'm pretty sure you're bisexual. Pretty sure.
Yeah, he is.
Because everyone here is bisexual, and then I'm my lesbian fucking coochie over here, Pam. Yeah. Bisexual with extra steps.
See, I came and argue it like that. I'm the same as Marley, just like yes, I am bi with extra steps.
Yeah.
Oh shoot, I forgot what I was gonna say.
Basically.
Right.
Oh shoot, I really did forget what I was gonna say. I don't even remember what we were talking about. Now I'm just like
Exit right.
thinking about like, folks that like I just stopped talking to. Not like it was anything bad, I just stopped talking to them and we lost contact. And it's happened so many times, and I'm just like,
that was the main reason. It's like we didn't really like. It wasn't a reason. It was just kind of like we didn't have opportunity to talk as often, I guess.
Yeah.
This is how most of my relationships have kind of drifted apart, honestly. It was like even my old school friends, like we left on like good terms. It wasn't like I didn't stop talking to them because I didn't like them. It's because we didn't have any way to talk online or outside of IRL, and I stopped going to school. We stopped going to the same schools because obviously we finished secondary, moved on to like sixth form and college, and we all went. Most of us went different ways. I think there were like probably 2 or 3 friends that went to the same place that I did. And then obviously, after I left there, it was even less. I think the last college I went to before ultimately leaving in 2018ing, TM, it was one person that I was close friends with. And even then, technically, I could go and meet up with them. They literally live down the road from where I live. Like, if I wanted to, I could meet them. But like at this point, it's been so long that it feels awkward, I guess.
Yeah, I get that.
Yeah. And even then, like, I have no idea what has happened since then. They could have moved. They could been doing some other shit. I don't know.
You just go out there and knock on their door, and it's like
Some
someone in a
random
gimp suit
dude
just answers the door.
Yeah. Oh god.
It's like,
I see nothing has changed. I see
nothing has changed. And then you look and you see someone that's just like dressed as a gimp sheep, and you're like, okay, yep, everything seems in order.
Business as usual.
That's when that's when they look at you and they're like, oh my god, is that Warlord?
Yeah. Yeah.
Like that's not even just that's not even a filter. That's just for some reason what they do. They just they don't say
the
your
other
name, they just go Warlord?
No, it's just as before they finish, the other person puts the gag back on. It's like, shut up.
Exactly. Oh yeah, no, the person down them was like, did I say you could speak? And they're like, hi, come on in.
Make yourself a home. It's like a complete. It's like I don't know what would be weirder: it being a complete stranger with them, or it being someone I know, being the dom.
Okay, that actually is a good question. Like, what is weirder? It being someone you knew back in school,
I think
or
it being
stranger?
I think it being someone I know would be weirder because it's been so long since I last spoke to them. Of course, they've met like new people and made new friends.
Yeah.
It'd be even weirder if it's like the people we knew, because it's like, damn, you still talk to these people? Because I'll be honest, we both went to that same college, but both of us hated most of the people there.
Wow.
Because it was well, I guess to put it non-specifically, it was an arts college. It was.
Oh no.
So they had characters.
Snobs.
Yeah, snobs and annoying people.
Yeah, no, I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah.
Taking the art courses at a University of Central Florida, which
Yeah. And even then, we didn't do the same stuff. We didn't do like the same courses because that was after I had lost my motivation for music, and he kept doing music, but I went there to do game design.
Yeah.
And ultimately going there made me lose interest in that too, unsurprisingly. I think
was really good at that.
I made one game. I made two games. I made a side-scrolling platformer because that was like the tutorial course, and then I made like a little VR like horror quote-unquote platformer where you played as a rat in an arcade.
I actually like that. That's a good concept.
It wasn't anywhere near finished, but
No, that's a good concept.
I had like the base level design down, and like literally just get a key and walk out the front door was the only puzzle I had. But like top-down zombie survival shooter, you know what? I love those type of games. Twin stick shooters are great.
It turns
like
out
top-down
Marley's the
shooters.
person that made I made a game with zombies in it.
Oh my god, wasn't that like an Xbox arcade game?
Yes, it was. It was like
I love that game.
Okay, so that was made
I've never had an Xbox, but I played that game a fuck ton when I went to one of my old friends' places. They were the Xbox kid while I was the PlayStation kid.
I made a game with zombies in
Molly
it.
made Vampire Survivors. But that's not zombies. That's vampires. I think there are zombies in it, but.
But no, so that was made. That was made in 1 week by. I just forgot his last name. It's James something. Basically, Scott Studios, the people who made the dishwasher games, Vampire Smiles and Dead Samurai, as well
Never
as
heard of them.
the dishwasher games are very good. Basically, imagine 2D Devil May Cry.
Oh, that does sound fun. My game was the only presentable one in class. Everyone made broken platforms and terrible RPG Maker things. Yeah. At the point, by the time that was like before I left, I didn't even finish a year in that place, honestly.
Yeah.
And like, by the time that I was like thinking about leaving, my one was the furthest ahead. Like mine was the most functional, and I also got a lot of praise for how realistic my models were. Sure, Maya was a fucking bitch to work with, but I got a hang of it pretty quickly, and I was pretty good at making models. Not humanoid models, because anatomy hard, and more specifically, rigging hard. But in terms of like set design and making my like places look realistic, I was good at that. But now I've lost all of that knowledge because Blender works completely differently, and Maya is like $4,000 to get. It's like,
Yeah.
but you know, consideration is always yarhar. Hello, Yaiba.
Yeah.
Make a
Listen,
Molly
we're not-
model.
we're-
I would just make a green sphere, and then throw it at you, and it wouldn't even be accurate because I'd probably get the green wrong. My
Listen,
dumb
when it
eyeballs.
comes to $4,000 programs, yar har fiddly dee, do what you want because the pirate is free.
All my friends get my green wrong. Not even that. It's just, you know what I'm like with colors. I'm dumb and blind.
Oh, and I also just remembered the the thing I was gonna mention before. Just look at my profile pic. Actually, wait, I need to
which one?
profile pic right now.
Hmm?
In fact, I'm gonna take a quick look at Molly's Discord profile pic.
Look at your profile picture. Oh yeah, it's the Muppet one. Use the eyedropper tool. I do. When I'm doing like coloring things, I just eyedrop, because even with my character, there are a lot of colors that I will not get right if I do it just by looking.
Yeah, and y'all were pretty good. Well, at least I'm pretty good.
I'm doing fine. We'll say. Not bad.
You're doing the average.
Not, yeah. I'm doing TM.
So I finally remember, and like we're so far away from the topic now. If I was gonna mention earlier about
Just today. Oh.
how the dentist go aside from your mouth hurting, and also why'd you have to go to the dentist. But what it was again, I was on another server voice chatting with a couple folks who had never heard my voice before, and
Yeah.
I forget how it got brought up, but I mentioning me being trans, just like very casually, because like something somewhat related got mentioned, and one of them said, like, by the end of it, they were like, yeah, by the way, I had no idea you were trans until you said that, because to me you just sounded like a woman, and I'm just like,
Yeah, lucky bitch. I'd say lucky. You're the reason you sound so great. You put the work in. That's a numb me up joke.
I will say I think there's a little bit of luck in it.
I mean, yeah, genetics are always playing a part.
Exactly.
Like, I can easily say genetics have fucked me over.
I don't know if I want to sound like a soccer mom.
I was gonna say, I'm not sure if that's the compliment you think it is.
But I do appreciate the sentiment for all that's worth. Oh no. Well, here, I'm just gonna grab you like that. Oh man, there was another topic I wanted to talk about. I can't remember what it was. It was like, oh, I remember now. And here's how I'm gonna transition into this topic. There's this other podcast I listened to just like an episode of it today just because it sounded interesting, and it's a podcast called Quitters. The concept of it is like basically how quitting has become, like, it obviously has gained this very negative connotation where quitting immediately just means giving up. Whereas, in some people's cases, quitting doesn't mean giving up. It just means you're moving on to something better.
Yeah, like me. Definitely in my case. When I left that school, I didn't instantly go to this. I spent like a year and a half looking for like apprenticeships and stuff like that.
Yeah. So
Which also all led nowhere for obvious reasons.
Yeah, like when you quit safe life already. So I guess the question I wanted to ask regarding that is like, what does quitting mean to you? Good answer.
Stopping doing the thing. Like, quitting can mean giving up, but it doesn't always mean giving up. Like, you can quit, like, I don't know. It's hard to bring up comparisons right now. My brain's small. Yeah, honestly, that's a good way to put it. It's like, fuck this bullshit.
Which is what I did with Applejack. You know, I fucking decided after Applejack, again, December 10th, question mark, 2020. I just had that day where I just finally was like, I keep doing this to myself. I keep thinking, surely this will be the retail job where it's like quitting smoking or doing something that's harmful to you. Quitting doesn't always mean you're a loser. You stop yourself from doing something. Exactly. Yeah. Like when again, with Applejack Wine Spirits, I was just like, why do I keep doing this to myself? I keep thinking this, because I always felt like all I can do is just retail jobs.
If the question that you have to ask yourself all the time is when does it get better, then you should quit.
Yeah, exactly. So it's
which I would like to say to myself, but
fair.
This is already good. Obviously, it could always be better because money, but. In terms of actually enjoying doing it, I wouldn't say it could get better. Like the only way it could get better is once I eventually get the GPU and I can play more games, because then I can get better enjoyment out of those. But like, in terms of this, like the streaming itself is fine. Like that isn't really like a when does it get better. It's more like actually making it my quote-unquote job of like when does that get better, because that ain't gonna happen anytime soon. So then I have playing.
That's also a great example. Like, for instance, and I know people still give me shit for it because I still occasionally dabble in League of Legends, but I quit playing ranked mode because one day I was just like, why the fuck should I care what my rank in League of Legends is? This shit fucking sucks.
It's like me in 99% of the games that I play.
So I was just like, I work a full-time job. I don't get, like, if someone wants to make fun of me about what my rank is in League, I'll just tell them, okay, did you buy a home recently?
Okay, touch grass.
Oh, you didn't buy a home last year? Oh, that's
damn, you're talking about my league score when I'm over here talking about my credit score.
And that's, I remember one time, like, someone trying to make fun of my rank in something, I don't know what it was, and I just hit them with the, how's your full-time job going? And they're like, I don't have a job, and I was like, I didn't think so.
And even then, you're not bad at League of Legends, like, you're good at that game.
I'm okay, by the standards of some, I am okay.
You shut your whore mouth. Like last week you were talking about how someone said you play at platinum level. That's not okay. That's good.
Well, it really does. It depends on the champion, if it's someone that I'm familiar with, or
no
shit. The matchup in general.
No shit. Like,
that's also I can make that comparison for fighting games as well. It's like, look, I know I'm gonna be I'm just gonna say it, my brother. He'll just every once in a while try and he's not intentionally trying to give me shit, but it's like, I don't want to support modern arcs, or I won't play Strive unless it's like given to me, blah blah blah. And I'm just thinking to myself, I don't fucking care. I'm enjoying the game. Shut the fuck up.
That's why I don't play like Overwatch and stuff anymore, Yaiba.
I may not have a high rank, but I still enjoy the fucking game.
Yeah, who cares about ranking? I play. It's like Smash. I play for fun, not for glory.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, so yeah, but that's the same reason I don't play stuff like Overwatch and shit like that, because like, if someone picks the character that I play as and enjoy playing as, I'm not gonna want to play, because I don't enjoy playing the other characters. Like, if someone pick, if Lucio and Orisa are both picked already, I'm not gonna have fun playing the game.
Yeah. And I'm also not gonna hand over my brother.
Give me his home address. Give.
115.
115. Damn, that's a cheap home address.
No, I'm not going to. It's like, look.
You see toxicity? Nah. we were just talking about League. Now you want toxicity. Now you. Whoops. Even then, I was like, with like Dead by Daylight and stuff like that, like, I didn't quit that game because I didn't enjoy the game. That game's fucking, like, Dead by Daylight is honestly a really fun game. It's the people who play it that I quit for. And honestly, the devs bending over backwards for that toxic community is also a reason I quit. Fucking killer mains getting their shit handed to them on a silver platter.
Because the developers hate survivor mains. Yeah,
it's like I'm gonna go back to Overwatch as well. Like, whatever the fuck the guy who used to be like the face of Overwatch was, like, he is literally the reason that Reaper was overpowered.
Yeah, just because he loved playing Reaper.
Because he always talked about how Reaper was his favorite hero, and then after like a year, Reaper could fucking two-shot a tank, and it's like, cool. Thanks, bro.
And was it Jeff Kaplan?
Jeff Kaplan, that's it.
There was this one person on YouTube that it was like Dino something, and like every time there was a new like Overwatch update thing, he would immediately make another like parody of it where he'd make Jeff Kaplan say these really horrible things.
Aatrox.
Oh, Aatrox.
Oh, yeah. Aatrox, yeah. I'll just keep playing it whenever someone else did. Tired of it and stopped.
And ever since then, Aatrox has actually changed. Like, he got a big like overhaul rework.
I only know about Aatrox because of the Risk of Rain mod. Because that was the mod that had the DMC like adaptive music stuff.
Yeah.
Which is sadly it's deprecated now. Like, you can't use it because they haven't updated it in so long. I was gonna say something and I forgot.
Let's talk about how the expansion of Risk of Rain sometimes makes us want to quit.
I remember what I was going to talk about. It was pretty much the TF2 devs doing the exact opposite of the Overwatch devs, and like, whereas Overwatch, Jeff Kaplan likes Reaper, so they made him overpowered. In like the developer commentary for TF2, Gabe Newell's favorite class is the Spy. He is one of the worst fucking classes in that game. Like, like, sure, you can always show clips of like Swipes and Stabby getting these fucking like seven like kill chains, but like, you can't deny that Spy is a horrible class, like in terms of like general like power, I guess.
No, yeah, the Spy is
the Spy.
Ooh, like
that funny little Frenchman. I love him, but God, I hate him. God.
I will say most of my time, I've mentioned this before, most of my time on TF2 was the orange bots on 360.
The best time.
Yeah, truly the best time.
Honestly, I started on PC, but I did buy TF2 originally. Like on my like 3 Steam accounts ago. Like, I did have the proof of purchase. I did.
I will be honest with you. Now that I have my new PC, I got tacos. Who wants some? What's inside the orange box? Well, I can answer that.
Actually, now that I can think about it, I don't think I did have the proof of purchase on my original account, because I think I lost that account before TF2 went free to play. But then again, I would have had it on my second account because I bought it again afterwards. But anyway, details. What's inside the orange box?
It's funny. I think
TF2, Paul, Half-Life 2, Episode 1 and 2, I think. Did it have Episode 2? I think it just had Episode 1 in the main Half-Life.
No, just Episode 1.
Just Episode 1, yeah. Tacos. What's inside the orange box? Tacos.
So, like, I don't know, the thing about,
The robo who would say it? I don't know.
I know, but we just felt like being dumb and actually pointing it out.
Funny dad joke. Mom joke.
I think... So, I don't know if I've ever mentioned this before, but, like, low-key, I never, like, wanted to fully admit it, but one of the main reasons I didn't play TF2 before was because my old PC legit could barely handle it.
Oh yeah, no, it's a really CPU-intense game. My old computer couldn't handle it. And, like, I had a pretty decent old computer. But even without my GPU upgrade, yeah. With the CPU upgrade, I consistently get 144 when I play TF2 at max settings.
Why is that game still so CPU intensive?
Because of old Source Engine. It's not optimized for GPU usage. It is a CPU intense. All Source games are more CPU intense than they are GPU intense.
Right.
It's just the way they optimize the games.
I'd be more inclined to actually. Yeah, I remember too.
Yeah.
I even had Half-Life 2 for the original Xbox. Let me tell you, that's an experience.
Yeah.
Cause when I got the orange box on the 360 and just replayed Half-Life 2, aside from obviously it running better, I didn't know that there were certain sequences in Half-Life 2 where there's supposed to be music playing. Yeah. Because in the Xbox version of Half-Life 2, no music.
Yeah.
At all.
It was to save space.
It was a very, you could say it was a safe space.
Lamau. But you only played the game to hear Mike drama. I never played Modern Warfare 2. I didn't care about the Modern Warfares, and I still kinda don't. The only reason I like Modern Warfare 3 is because of the PvE, like, survival mode, which I don't think was into, but I don't know. Like, I only played the Treyarch Call of Duties.
1 and 2.
Yeah, I only played the Treyarch Call of Duties because of zombies, obviously. Like, I didn't care about the multiplayer. I still don't. I only care about the PvE modes. Even though Treyarch has kind of fallen in.
It was amazing. Like,
even though Zombies has kind of fallen to shit these past few games, but we'll ignore Vanguard's horrible fucking decision.
Yeah.
Vanguard Zombies is fucking horrible. Like, easily the worst. And like, I have considered, like, I do want to get World War II Call of Duty, because the zombies in that I remember having a lot of fun in.
Yeah.
But other than that, I don't know.
Alright, so what I was trying to say before is I'd be more inclined, even though I can't stand the community, I'd be more inclined to play a little bit of TF2 again, just with my new computer.
Yeah, it'd be fun. I would definitely play it with you.
Oh, I know.
Yeah. It's another excuse for me to use youth of views.
Like, so I've never played Man vs. Machine.
Oh my god. Yes. We're playing that.
I've literally never played it once.
We will be playing that on stream.
What, on Friday?
If you want.
I mean, maybe. I played on private lobby with friends only. Items on Final Destination. Hell yeah. I respect it.
Items on. Hell yeah. Smash it. I'm sorry, but Smash is not fun with items turned off. Like that is my honest opinion. Smash is just not as fun without items. Like the reason I like Smash is because of the chaos. I don't like this competitive bullshit of like, oh, Fox only, Smash Melee, Final Destination. Like, I don't care who this pisses off. I liked tripping. That was a dumb feature. That was a dumb feature, but I loved it being in the game. Like, it just added more bullshit to the chaos.
That is the thing where I give a hard disagree.
Like, no, it is not good. Like, it is not a good addition. I am glad they removed it, but it made it enjoyable because of how fucking dumb it is. Like, it's a Nintendo game. It's not supposed to be about skill. It's supposed to be about luck. It's TF2 was the first game ever invented. Yes. All the way back in like 1995, TF2 first game.
First game ever made.
Yeah.
I'm gonna be right back. I actually have to pee.
Okay, have fun. Speeding offense. Whoops. I'm pretty sure I do have TF2 Classic. I might play that at some point as well. Gifted it to Jesus when he was born. Piss panda, yeah. The panda pussy is taking a pugger's piss. Archaeologist in early 1900s. Yeah.
Go straight.
It was found in an ancient not Romanian. No, that's right. It was found in an ancient Romanian crack den. They found 200 pounds of methamphetamines and a single copy of TF2 Classic. And putting those two together, they made Team Fortress 2. That's the real reason it went from TF2 Classic to TF2. It wasn't because they thought it would be a better design choice. It's because they injected the game with like 1,000 cc's of opium. Because you know that's how measurements work. Found my game and put on Steam in 2000s. Thanks, Obama. No one's beeping back. Come on. Now I've got to pee. I think the Fong just gave me her piss. As soon as she gets back, I'll go. We'll switch places.
Keep left. Then turn left.
The old piss transfer, yeah.
Turn left.
This pic's confirmed? What? Oh. Richter is being Mickey Mouse.
Why would I be upset? Like, hey, I promised a crap load of stuff. Why is this incredible? Like,
Because I took a piss first. Yeah, you gave your piss to Defang,
Cameo.
Turn left.
and then Defang gave her piss to me. Richter cameo!
So,
Did you hear any of that?
I heard the words Richter cameo.
Okay, good. We're talking about...
Was this?
No, we're talking about piss. Essentially, Molly pissed first, and then you left because you needed to piss, and now I need to piss. And now...
Go straight.
Well, I guess
so as soon as I finish this
go to
delivery,
Ready to turn right.
so yeah.
Here's your key.
this is your key.
It is?
Under Elantra. It's your extra.
Oh, it's my extra
Turn
key. Okay.
right.
Oh.
I forgot that our extra keys were still at the other house.
Finally.
Anyway, so
It's Mikey.
I now have in my hands this was supposed to be Richter's birthday gift for me last year. Evo's about to go live in 10 minutes for some. What the fuck?
Oh boy.
Weird time.
No, why would you say that? Now no
So-
one's gonna watch my stream because they're all watching Evo. All of the zero
But-
people who are watching my stream instead of Evo are gonna transfer.
So back in, back in, again, December 2020,
Yeah.
good old company, Limited Run Games put out
Crash my truck. You know, speaking of that, I need to go and repair my truck. I need to.
put out a pre-order
I
for
can't believe I'm worth nothing. You
Wow,
shut
the
up.
packaging's actually
I'm
really
talking
cool.
about the people who are here who would watch Evo. I don't think you would watch Evo. I don't think. You shut the fuck up saying that you're worth nothing. You're worth more than I am. You're like.
Turn right.
Anyway, this is the very, very late
Go straight.
Scott Pilgrim versus the World.
Oh my god, I remember that. I remember you talking about wanting to get that.
Yes, the pre-order for it went out in December 2020. Richter bought it for me. Basically, it was supposed to be a birthday gift for me last year. And it was originally estimated to come out last year. And
Here it is.
yeah, every other edition of the game came out in summer of last year,
However,
which was also past their original expectation. But now here we are in March of
this year.
2022,
Oh my god, that damage. Jesus Christ. Oh.
and I now finally have the Scott Pilgrim versus the World, the game complete edition
Woo.
in the big box set.
Yeah. Okay. I'm gonna go pee. So I'll be It's your
Go
turn
ahead and go
now.
pee. I guess I'm gonna do a.
I'm gonna go
sort of-
transfer the piss to the next victim.
Okay. I'll do a sort of like ASMR, unboxing of this. Take some photos. The pissinator loaded. What? You mean the world to us. Oh, Limited Run Games, you.
This is a cool little collector.
Oh my god, okay. Yeah, the little collector's card is cool. But Limited Run Games came with this for everyone who bought this. We appreciate your support and would like to reward your patience. Here's a code for $5 off a future purchase at limitedrungames.com. $5. It took them over a year, and they are giving people who bought this $5. $5. Oh my god. It's like you really want to just spit in your customers' faces $5. I mean, I'll take a photo of the box and show you all, but a whole $5. They don't even do the $5 foot long anymore. But, I mean, I'll take a little photo and post it, But I'm like, oh, really now? I'm glad to finally have it, but it's like we moved, and Victor even tried to get in contact with Limited Run Games multiple times, trying to tell them that we were moving and like this would be our new address, and they never got back to us. Yeah, sure, yeah, but that's very true. But anyway, I guess I'm going to, now that I've taken a quick photo, I'm going to, take off this wrapping and do a little bit of ASMR unwrapping. I'm sure the mic's probably not picking it up, but, I'm gonna pretend that it is. Yeah, I mean, I bought the game digitally first because I had a sneaking suspicion that Limited Run Games was going to take for fucking ever. And sure enough, they did. Their customer support is still as awful as ever, where they basically don't tell you anything. $5, my ass. Oh, you people. That's an insult. Let's see. So, pause champ. Yeah, there's a little tab that says remove battery insulating pole tab. Oh, that's right, I forgot. This little stand can, it has something that actually, makes sound, I guess. So I'm just going to first take another photo of this little suitcase box, because the packaging is really good, I will say. It is very good packaging. Like, let me go ahead and post these photos right now. I'll just post them on VC for Fen to see for when she gets back. Oh, screw it, I'm just gonna post them in general. Then I will also send it to you, Yaiba. There we go. Now that I've done that, I'm going to actually open it up. Yep, there it is. Again, the packaging really good, but ooh. I guess I'm going to be pulling on this tab. I'm going to face it towards myself. Sorry for any background noise. Alright, this is pretty cute. The lights flash.
Ah!
Welcome
I have
back.
returned. Jamie was the piss victim. Okay, what am I
You
looking
are
at?
correct.
There it is. Woo! That's good.
And there's gonna be one more photo. Give it just a sec. And
Oh,
the
that's
part you
cool.
miss
That's
is,
cool. I like that.
and yeah, it plays an Anamanaguchi song, and the lights, it lights up.
That's cool.
That is pretty darn cool, but Fan, I think the part that you missed is that it came with a coupon code saying that we appreciate your patience, so here's a coupon code for $5 off your next purchase. After waiting, over a year?
$5.
$5. So I guess now my question
I gotta quickly
is
stop moving before I get kicked.
My question now is after opening it, which I'm guessing it probably does that like every time I open it. Let's find out.
Oh, has Wendy's before.
Yep, every time I open it.
I didn't hear it. What happened?
Oh, it plays an Anamanaguchi song.
Oh. Nice.
It's cute.
You did already tell me
And
that.
I know specifically what song too. It's the song Airbrushed. Airbrushed, very good song from their. It's from their Summer of Singles.
Close.
Oh, it even says what kind of in case you need to replace the batteries. It shows what kind of how to remove and what kind of batteries it takes. That's good.
Go from McDonald's about
I should take
$5.
a photo of this too.
Keep left, and then turn left. Turn left.
Can't turn left yet. The lights are red. I don't want to crime. That's to yawn. Oh no. Stop yawning then, Lamau. Coming from me.
Well,
Why am I window wipers?
got-
What? Why am? No, stop that.
Got one more photo.
Left.
I'm waiting.
Well, give me a moment.
I have. It's been multiple
Here we
moments.
are.
It's
Safe
been
and
multiple
sound.
Family Guy funny moments.
Yeah, fair.
You can get drumsticks? Hell yeah. Only I still play
I
drums.
got little drumsticks with etchings of Kim Pines on the
That's cool.
drums. If I was a drummer, this would be. Even if I was a drummer, I wouldn't use these.
No, I wouldn't want to damage them.
These are actually real wooden drumsticks.
Yeah, but even then, I wouldn't want to damage them.
No.
I will be honest. I broke many drumsticks when I used to drum in schools.
Turn left.
See the enhanced full digital guide only at primagames.com. No thanks.
Guide for what? The drumsticks?
No, for
Step
the game.
1, hold stick. Step 2,
Oh, I forgot. It even comes with a
Get ready.
below the book for the Behind the Pixels. There's some basically cards of the Evil Axis, as well as a cassette tape of the soundtrack.
Oh hell yeah! Put it in a Commodore 64. We gotta hear the demon screeches of Scott Pilgrim. Let's go.
Right.
Oh yeah, 100%. I mean, I have to admit that's kind of cool. It's it's an actual cassette tape. I remember it, and there's the stickers, so those are cute. There's
That'll be the next step. We had vinyls randomly come back for no reason recently.
Oh cassette tapes. Already, they did. They
Yeah, but
briefly came
no,
back.
they're gonna come back hard eventually, on the level that vinyls did.
So cassette tapes, they briefly came back, and they're sort of around, but they're really only around for the Omega hipsters.
Oh god.
Oh, and there's two little Sex Bob-omb guitar pins as well, or guitar picks.
Oh hell yeah.
underneath the
Oh fuck, this
the
person
Evil
just
X
stopped in the middle of the
cards.
road. Hey man, how you doing? Hey man. Couldn't just like
So-
pull off to the side or anything.
I'm glad to finally have it, but man, this took.
Was it worth the
This
wait?
took forever.
I mean, probably.
Yes and no.
At
'cause it's
$5 though.
Yeah, $5.
Woo!
Yeah, totally makes up for. That makes up for it.
Yeah, that makes up
God,
for
that's
2
such a
years.
slap in the face. I'm sorry, but $5 such a slap in the face of the customers. Like, oh fuck you.
Yeah. Yeah, well, I've seen worse.
Yeah, but you know, again, I'm at least glad to finally have it. But there's one thing, the big thing that they really have to work on is their customer support for people who are moving,
Yeah.
because I've seen people like when the No More Heroes collector's editions came out. I saw people who bought them, and they were in the process of moving, and limited run games just like never bothered to get back to them and just you know
Yeah.
shipped it off to their original address.
I mean, just in general, fuck limited run games.
Yeah,
Like,
it's
just
like
that, like,
even Victor,
that
who you know has
false-
the patience, has like all the patience in the world. Even he was losing his patience with limited run games with like the lack of communication.
I don't
and,
I don't even care about like the lack of communication and stuff like that, but just like the fake limitation
Yeah,
of like that's scummy as fuck. It's
Oh,
like,
yeah,
oh,
100%.
I don't remember what the name of the company was because fuck them, but like essentially, oh, that guy's about to crash. No, okay. But essentially this company was like, they have like the original code of Glover, like the unfinished original code. And instead of releasing that unfinished code, they're going to sloppily try and finish it. And okay, fucking want to get any closer, dude? They're gonna try and finish that code and release that instead and make you pay for it. And like with everyone talking about like preservation and saying like, yeah, you should release the original code for preservation, they were like, oh, what's the point in preservation if it's an unfinished, buggy games? Like, do you know what preservation means?
yeah.
We don't.
The answer is no. No, they don't.
You know all of those old broken sculptures that are in museums? That's preservation. They're not finishing the sculpture. They're not, because that would be tarnishing the entire point.
Yeah.
And oh yeah, also big not surprise at all. They support NFTs.
Yeah.
Yeah. And like they're also essentially all they're doing is buying IPs, completely fucking up the like old code, and like trying to quote unquote finish the games and the code and just selling that, and it's scummy as fuck.
Yeah.
Like I would rather
like...
have the horribly buggy unfinished ROM of 40 Winks than I would for them to finish it and release it to pay. I
Yeah.
haven't met a single person who likes NFTs who is attractive. Yeah, because just like NFTs, they all look like the same generic ugly dude.
Yeah. It's true.
Like I remember seeing a picture of like inside like the whatever the fuck the monkey club is. And like
Yeah, oh my God.
they all look the same. Like it looks like a joke. Like
It's like, oh my god, the NFT collectors, they
holy
live up to
shit,
their own joke. They all look the
NFT
same.
real. Woohoo.
It was funny and sad. It was like, oh my god, you people really are like this.
Yeah.
Like I understand, you know, one to represent and like make it your lifestyle, but that's
NFTs themselves, yeah, pretty much. Look at those two
Let's
windmills.
not even get into like NFT funded cartoons that are
Oh,
incredibly.
no, what
horrible.
do you mean? Is it, fuck, it is the best cartoon ever. It's the God, I love how horrible that thing looked. I've seen Flash animations from the 90s that are higher quality than that.
Yeah.
Loud. The red monkey, fuck, yeah.
We'll try and put the.
Oh, it's so good. It's so horrible.
Oh, it's amazing.
I also love
It
they
is-
uploaded it on YouTube. They didn't even upload that. I'm surprised they didn't upload it as an NFT. Like they put
I
it,
know.
yeah, NFTube. No one wants to be the last
true.
owner of an NFT. Yeah, you don't buy an NFT to keep it. You buy it to scam someone else.
Yep.
If you buy an NFT and you don't sell it to someone else, you're the person getting scammed.
Yep.
So it's just like it's like a circle jerk of like this like small group of like I think it's like barely even 1,000 people
Yeah.
of just them like constantly buying into a scam and then frantically trying to sell it off to someone else.
Pretty much, it's like that.
Yeah. It's
And then people who
it's
support
basically
NFTs,
it's
they're
basically
like-
hot potato but with a hand grenade.
Yeah. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah, you don't want to be the one holding it when it explodes, because
No, of
then
course.
you're gonna be left with nothing. No money, no Ethereum, no torso, no. Sounds fun though.
Torso.
Yeah, the difference is that hot potato with a hand grenade would actually be fun.
Yeah. I'm just like, okay, we're gonna play hot potato with a live hand grenade.
Isn't that a Mario? Isn't that a Mario Party game?
Yeah, it's a hot bomb.
Yeah. See,
from the-
it
it's
is
from the
more
first
fun.
Mario Party.
See, it is more fun than NFTs. They already did it.
Yeah. Anyway, there's my ASMR unboxing of the
Yeah.
Scott Pilgrim vs. the World KO edition.
Beautiful.
I guess I'll just put it under my desk for now.
Yeah.
$5.
You know what would be fun? Hot potato with a flash grenade. No one wins.
Yeah?
No one wins. Because even if the other person is the one who's holding it when it explodes, you're all going blind. You're all...
Yeah.
Unless it's like you have like a wall in between all of you and you have to throw it over the wall to them. Why do these actually why do I hate that these actually sound fun?
It kind of does.
Like if I got into like Pavlov VR or something like that, I would do that. I would play fucking grenade hot potato.
Exit right.
No, I should tab into VC chat. I see a message there that I can't read. How dare you? On the VC chat. Oh no, it's a child. I'm not watching that.
Child.
It's literally called Lolly Dance something. Dancando, Danzando. I don't know languages. No. I ain't watching that. Get that out of here.
Hold on, let me see.
Haunting. The only video about lollies that I will consistently watch is that one video of some like VR game where they just put them in the fucking like oven. It's just like pick the, I think you sent it the phone where like they pick them up and just like put them in in an oven like head first. Like
Yeah.
now that's my type of content.
100%.
Mm.
Keep left.
It is a cute dance, though, to be honest. I think it's a cute dance. Still, God, fucking, we appreciate your support and would like to reward your patience. Here's a code for $5 off future purchase at limitedrungames.com.
Oh my god, I love that it's specifically for purchases at their stuff as well. I hate that. Is so fucking shitty when people do that. Like, as a reward, as a payback for us being a shitty company, here is money that you can only spend on our company. Like, well then you're not giving me anything.
Yeah, no, it's what a deal. What a deal.
Like, they're literally giving you money to give back to them. They're not giving you anything. You either don't spend it, or you give it back to them. It won't be of any use to you. And also $5 when, like, it's probably the cheapest thing there is like $100 because of their shit fake scarcity.
Yeah.
1/7 of a com for me, that's not enough. When I'm not broke as fuck, I'm gonna commission you and tip like $50.
Yeah. Oh my god.
Which means it'll never happen.
Oh yeah, it also came with a poster of that's a 2022 release rumor preview.
What?
It's basically Volume 2, Issue 5.
You can afford a con but not to tip. No, if you can't afford it, don't tip. This isn't like America's shitty tipping culture where you're forced to tip. Like, if you can't afford it, don't feel bad about not tipping.
I guess they're showing soundtracks that they're going to be releasing this year.
It's fucking, just throw that away.
Including the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack.
Put that in the trash. Put that. Zero idea how it works.
You can still buy the Sonic Adventure 2 soundtrack digitally off of Amazon Japan.
Yeah.
So, Limited Run Games, don't act like this is, you doing a service.
Yeah. What do you mean? They're only gonna sell it for triple the price for a limited time. That's so much better.
Oh, give me one moment. Where should I put my spare key? Right now.
Up my butt. I don't even know if you guys heard that. Because the music's probably playing over it. I don't know. I don't know how audible it is. Is that the word? Oh, the Thong was asking Richter where she should put the key that they were talking about earlier, the spare key, and I said up my butt. Playing Terraria Calamity? Wow. You're gaming. Oh my god. I'm already hungry. I'm addicted, I've noticed. Beep. That guy's horn was really quiet. He did honk back, but it was really quiet for some reason. Maybe it's because we're far away. We're not that far. I don't know. Audio weird. Maybe if I open that window. I don't know how to. Wait, maybe it's one of these buttons. Oh, there we go. Alright, I'm opening that window. Now I can hear the beeps better. Now my left ear is being blessed by engine. What? I forgot I put that in the truck. Bitch.
Bitch.
That's frustrating. I need to open the other window. That's frustrating me. That's frustrating. Modded is just even better. Yeah, easily. Like, I will be honest, base Terraria is kind of just frustrating. Because Relogic fucking sucks at balancing their own game. But like, modded gameplay is way more fun. 6 hours in it or anything, yeah. Okay, I'm closing these windows again. This engine's too loud.
So anyway, hi everyone.
Where'd you put the key?
I'm just on top of the fridge.
Damn, you didn't put it up my butt like I asked?
Listen, I don't need to drive you right now.
You put the key in my butt and twist it, and I do like the thing that like dogs do when they're asleep, that my leg just starts.
Yeah.
And then once my engine starts, my titties start vibrating. That's where the engine is. I got two 6-liter engines. Or 2 6-liter fuel tanks.
Keep right, and then exit right. Exit right. Go straight.
I'm still salted $5 coupon.
That's that is shitty. I hate companies. companies that try and like quote unquote revive old games. All they're doing is selling you a ROM. Like Nintendo. Like, because that's what that thing about Glover, like, they do that as well. Like, the people who had ROMs up for Glover already, they were filing takedowns on those people.
Of course.
Yeah. It's like, you're literally just selling a ROM. I feel like it's even worse than what Nintendo's doing. Like,
yeah, it is.
Nintendo's not releasing their games and taking down ROMs and quote-unquote piracy. But for them, they're taking down other people's ROMs, and then they're selling games that they're not even theirs, technically. They didn't make the games. They're just buying IPs and then selling them for profit. Like, no. And they're probably specifically doing the old ones, because how much do you really think the IP for Glover cost? Like, how much do you really think they were selling that for? And I bet they're gonna be selling it for like $60. I guarantee. $5. Yeah, they sold Glover for $5.
Turn right.
Like, I honestly refuse to believe that, like, the rights to Glover were sold for more than $100 grand.
I have a good meme for you.
Into crypto for nothing. But better look for a job, I suppose. Damn.
Keep left.
Reality is setting in. Really, bro. People who do crypto stuff is just, I love watching them get scammed. I love watching them lose money. Like, it is so funny. I think I've invested in crypto once. And I dropped it as soon as I got a profit. Because these people who hold it for so long, like, it's fucking stupid. The only reason I did it is because I had extra money that I wasn't gonna spend on anything anyway, and it was around the time the whole Dogecoin shit was going on. So I think I put like £50 into Dogecoin, and then after like a month I took it out, and I think I got like 200 and something, and I've never touched it since. Like I deleted those accounts, I deleted the wallets, like I got rid of everything. as soon as I transferred it back, because I was like, yeah, I'm never doing this shit again. Because I know it's bullshit, but shit, easy profit, you know. I needed the money, so I went for it.
Yeah.
But now that I know more, fuck that. Alternate universe where Fen is a crypto, but no, there isn't. None of the alternate universes add up. Because there's this universe where I dropped out before it started to drop in value, and I got my money and then never touched it again. And then there's the other universe where I kept investing in it, and I left it there for a while, and then I lost. Then the value dipped down hard to where Dogecoin was back to being worth fucking nothing, and then I lost all of my money, and I couldn't afford to stay in crypto. Either way, I wouldn't have. The only time the only universe that would happen is if back when Bitcoin initially became a thing, I could afford to invest into it. Because back then, like as soon as Bitcoin started out, I knew it was a thing, and I was a dumb little shit, and I thought that looks cool. Money could invest. It's like stocks, but for idiots. It's like, and like I did want to. Like I genuinely did want to invest in Bitcoin, but I couldn't afford it. If I did that back then, think about the money I would have now. Because that was back when Bitcoin was like less than $1. Like imagine that universe. I would be a horrible fucking person.
It's a limp biscuit from this.
I thought he said Limp Biscuit.
No, he did not say Limp Biscuit.
So did I, yeah. It did sound like he said Limp Biscuit. You're having a Limp Biscuit now. Oh yeah, what are you guys gonna have for food tonight?
Breakfast sandwiches.
Ooh. Oops. He said it. Yeah, you can't fool us. Listening to Chocolate Starfish. Yeah.
Yeah, clearly.
Yeah.
I think we've reached that point where we're just like, yeah, I think I'm good now.
Yeah, we've talked about everything we can think of.
Yeah.
Ugh. I don't know. I'm not good at talking about things. I don't have things to talk about. except for talking shit about myself and how poor I am. It's like the only personality trait I have. I'm poor.
Being
And I
poor is
need
my
money.
personality.
Talk about your favorite flavor of pudding. I don't know. I don't think I've ever had pudding. Sorry, you're British. I'm not, but custard. Oh right, I forgot you guys say things wrong. Yeah.
Custard.
Yeah. I don't know. I just like default custard, like normal. There's all like chocolate and all these other like flavored stuff. Like, eh. If I wanted that, I could just eat chocolate.
I do love some. I do love me some frozen custard.
Yeah.
You know, most times when Richard and I go to Good Times, of course I'm gonna get one of their frozen custard treats.
Yeah.
Well, we already talked about fast food again, last stream, so.
These curds, yeah. I mean, fuck it, we can talk about the same shit over and over again.
Yeah, I mean,
We do this every week. Things are gonna overlap. We're just here to talk. This isn't some episode. This isn't some episodic ARG where like I'm secretly like a domestic terrorist in a different dimension, like the space and like the TVA. You're gonna come and like fucking take me away. Like it's not gonna happen. It's
But what if you were?
Well, then I wouldn't say, would I?
I don't know. Maybe you'd want to subvert our
Mention
expectations by
the dreaded
saying
F
it,
word?
making us
What?
not suspect anything.
You don't know. Every
That's
week
the
for you
dreaded-
guys.
The dreaded F word is fat.
Fat?
Fat.
Or is the dreaded F word fart? Because you just played fart.
But I think after this delivery, it'll be time.
Yeah, this is gonna be the last one because I'm hungry.
I'm a little hungry.
Yeah. Yeah, food time. Not yet. Gotta finish the delivery. I'm gonna sync up our food cycles.
It's about 6:30 here.
Yeah, we're gonna sync our food cycles.
The same way.
I'll make
we
my
sync
food
their
once
pussy
you stop.
cycles.
Yeah. Yeah. Our period cycles are synced up.
See, that reminds me of a great line from the first Anchorman movie. Of, I heard their periods attract bears. They can smell the menstruation.
Synced up piss cycles, yeah.
I mean, didn't we all have to go pee basically at the same time?
Pretty much everyone except Yaiba, I think.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. Yaiba, you gotta go and piss.
You know, it's funny.
Before it's too late.
When I was leaving for work this morning, one of the first things I was thinking about was how I love that man, and by that man I mean, oh yeah, but we're telling you to go ahead and pee.
Yeah, we're telling you to piss, Yaiba, because we all pissed. Our cycles are synced up.
I was thinking about, of course, I can't talk right now. I'm making piss.
I'm making piss.
So what if you can see? I love that man.
Dragon Yaron was horrifying. What? You pissed when you got home? Okay, so you were the original pisser. You pissed.
Who started it?
You started it. Then Molly pissed, and then it went to Defang, then me, and then I passed it over to Jamie, and Jamie is currently the piss holder. The next person hasn't been piss cycled as we know. This is the ARG that we have, the piss TVA. The rift in piss and time. vacation in the thong, a piss in time. Yeah, it's a the piss catalog. Boo. I can't even say that. Analog horror is cool. I've been watching a few. There aren't many though, which at least there aren't many good ones.
Go straight.
Also, I just noticed over on my Discord, someone posted a video of the cake shake, and
What?
it's exactly what it sounds like.
It sounds horrible.
Milkshake. Apparently, it's incredibly delicious, but very bad for you.
I'm not surprised. That's what I mean by horrible. It sounds like heart disease.
They literally just take a slice of cake and put it in the milkshake, and just mix. They mix it in.
That sounds. I hate that. That sounds so fucking bad. Backrooms. What about the toilet? The backrooms is an infinite toilet. What do you mean? Why do you think the carpet is moist?
Yes.
Moist, yes. All of the carpets are moist critical. Every step you take just... I should change my TF2 kill sound to critical scream. Not the whole thing, but just like the
Yeah.
It'd be great, especially during MVM. Just 100 criticals screaming at me. Am I screaming over the hills of what? Yeah, I love that. It was an attack, okay? He was being brave and defending himself.
So,
we're almost at
what did we
Sweden.
learn today?
Nothing.
Good, I'm glad.
We learned that companies fucking suck.
I
$5.
I continue to pass for anyway.
$5.
I continue to pass
Cake
for a
shake's
woman.
delicious. Oh god, I still hate that term. Yeah, you're a beautiful bitch. We learn that every single day. I'm a broke bitch. We learn that every day. And
the conventions just make for cool little micro vacations.
yeah.
Marley's the lonely bitch.
The lonely
Sorry,
bitch.
Marley.
No, that's not true. We're here for you, bitch. If you're the lonely bitch, I'm an even lonelier bitch. I am
don't
literally an
remember if
entire
I-
continent away from all of you.
I don't remember if I mentioned this earlier, Marty, but honestly, when I'm on my vacation, just let us know. We'll gladly just go to the Denver Aquarium with you.
Yeah.
To give an idea, I'm gonna be off on my. I don't even have family. When is vacation?
Next
It
month.
is during my. It is during my birthday week. My birthday is April 19th, so I'm gonna be off from Monday the 18th to Friday the 22nd. Well, I guess we're including weekends. Thank you. If we're including weekends, it'd be Saturday the 16th through Sunday the 24th. Yeah, that's about right.
Yeah,
Go straight.
I think.
Yeah, that's about right. Oh yeah, and now I have my breakfast
Nice.
sandwiches.
Likely have at least one of those days off. Good.
That wouldn't be good. I know I have shown these breakfast sandwiches before, Ben, but now
Do it
it's
again.
on a new plate.
Do it again. I want to see them.
Do it again. New plate edition.
He has her limp biscuits. Yeah.
I have my. I got my. What was that? Click, click, boom.
Yeah. Ooh, they look nice.
Yeah.
I want
Go
bacon.
straight.
Hmm?
I haven't had bacon in so long.
How much does bacon cost over there?
Not much. We just don't have it often.
Hmm.
I think you can get like 8 decent, like quality bacon slices for like £2.
Oh.
Maybe a pound even. It's like probably $3 to $4.
Actually cheaper than here.
Mm.
Because like getting a pack of like some decent a pack of like maybe 10 decent strips.
Huh.
It's gonna be like $5 or $6.
Huh. That's not bad. For
Yeah,
10.
it's not too bad.
Yeah. I think it depends on where we get it, because the place downstairs, like there's a little shop right near where we live.
Uh-huh.
They sell like these little packs of like 6 for like £1, which is good.
That's really good.
Yeah. And then if we really want to, for £2, there's these much cheaper quality, like tightly packed like 10 strips for like.
Yeah.
It's like we could get those, but it's not as good.
Plus, if you're only paying £1 for the 6 good strips,
Yeah.
you can pay £2 for 12, so you're getting better value.
Yeah. I don't think it was 10 in the tightly packed one. I'm pretty sure it was more, but like, it's cheap
Yeah.
quality. It's not the good. It's like 90% fat. Like it's like water. It's like going brown. It's like.
Right. But it seemed like such a good deal.
Yeah. Cheap, good, real bacon. Worth it.
Keep right, and then exit right.
1 for 6 isn't bad. What are we talking about? Bacon. Talking
We're
about
talking about bacon.
schmeat.
Right.
Talking about the schmeat and how
We're
I
talking
like to
about
eat the schmeat.
we're talking about the only type of meat that I like.
You don't like ham?
Pork. Pork
Okay,
in
you don't like
general.
pork?
No, pork in general I like.
Oh, okay.
So is sausages.
I know we've talked about turkey and that like you don't really like turkey.
Yeah, and pretty much pork is like the only type of meat that I do really like. I'm fine with beef, but nowhere near as much as I like pork.
Mm-hmm.
Like ham, bacon, any type of like gammon or stuff like that.
I forget, do you like fish?
It depends.
Okay.
Really depends.
What about chicken?
At the right.
Again, really depends.
Second exit.
Okay.
I think we talked
Like
about that
Alton.
last week as well.
Yeah, I think so. Like I'm not gonna ask
Fried
you,
and
oh,
breaded
do you
chicken.
like KFC? Like no, that's
No. I only really like fried and breaded chicken. And honestly, I don't like KFC. I don't like KFC at least here, because honestly, their food tastes like shit here.
you wouldn't like it here either.
No, oops. No one saw that.
At the roundabout.
It's fine.
Take
It's
the first exit.
top of my mouth full, but
Exit now.
Yeah. Keep going.
Go straight.
everybody sounds like I'm sucking dick and
I hope you're not chewing while you're sucking dick.
no, you'd be hearing a lot of ow, ow.
You're gonna be eating down on my coochie, and I just just fucking bite it like ah.
Yeah.
I just let out the fucking Half-Life scientist scream.
At the
No!
roundabout,
Stop that!
take the first exit. Exit.
I love the version where it's like it's the cats.
Oh yeah.
Ah!
I can't imitate them as well because it's late and I don't want to be too loud.
Yeah.
That's the problem with me is like, honestly, I am good at doing voices, but a lot of voices require me being loud, which I don't want to do. And if I do them quietly, it sounds like shit. I can't get that emphasis that I want. Yeah, I'm on pat. Yeah. Me going razor mind on the Fang's coochie. Five Nights at Freddy. Yes. One day I'll do a Five Nights at Freddy's stream that isn't the VR game. Or maybe I'll do another stream of the VR game, I don't know. It was fun, honestly. If it wasn't for my computer being shit, I would do that. But hey, GPU coming tomorrow, that might fix it. Because the issue was specifically with how old my GPU was. Like, when I first got the Rift S, like, shit, I played a shit ton of VR chat, honestly. Like, I easily had like VR chat sessions that were more than 10 hours long, and I wouldn't crash a single time. So, like, it is definitely my GPU like getting old that's causing it.
Yeah.
So with this newer one, with not a shitty cheap single fan,
Yeah.
I should have less issues, because the one Johnny's sending me is a Founders Edition.
Yeah.
Which, even though again it's a Founders Edition, so it's an original one, I'm pretty sure he bought it after I bought my 1060. Or he's got my 1060. Because we bought this one like at release, like 2016 when they were, like 2016 like when they were released.
Yeah.
So it's definitely old. And I don't know if he bought his after or before that.
And it's like how I told you that in my old computer, my GPU was from 2013.
Yeah. But I can't believe my CPU was that fucking old though. Because I looked it up, because I think it was Desert Ranger Fox. They were they were, I was like, I think I rated them, and then they were playing H3, and I was talking about how my computer can't do VR anymore, and I looked up my CPU. It was a server CPU, not even for gaming computers, made in 2012. I was like, oh. And even then, like, that thing was old, because even when I got it from my friend, it was a hand-me-down. Like, it was one he was using in one of his old computers. And he gave it to me because he was making a new one.
God. That's old.
Yeah.
Exit right.
So, like, that CPU must have been, like, in use since, like, 2014.
Yeah.
Because I think I got it from him. I think I got it from him, like, also around 2016, when I was getting everything together.
That, like, that my computer was just working at all.
Yeah.
Because, oh boy, it's
like
very much on its last legs.
So, like, I will be honest, I probably won't get sleep tonight. Because around the time that I will be sleeping is probably when the delivery is going to be coming with the GPU. So I'm probably gonna stay up to put that together.
Yeah.
And so possibly no stream tomorrow again, but we don't know. If I'm excited enough, I'll have the adrenaline to stay up and stream.
Yeah.
Because I am pretty sure I'm at the, not even I'm pretty sure, like, we're at the end of Yakuza 4. we're literally on the finale chapter.
Yeah.
So even if that takes a long time, I will put that all into one stream. So I can finally get that behind me. No more fucking shotgun guys. I don't care how embarrassing looking back at me raging was, I still stand by that opinion. Whoever put those shotgun guys in the game, I hope they got fucking fired.
Go straight.
Like, oh,
Go straight.
I at least hope that me getting mad at those guys was funny. Because me looking back at it, I hate it. I hate getting mad. Like it was? Okay, good. Like I fucking hate it when I get mad because I feel horrible afterwards. But like as long as it's funny, I don't care. As long as it's funny and I don't get noise complaints. Which somehow I didn't when we were playing Yakuza, but when we were playing Risk of Rain for the Void expansion, my mom did come in to tell me to shut up.
Did she like literally say,
Yes. Because the neighbors were knocking on the wall on her side.
oh,
So I was like, that is like, I don't hate living here, technically. I mean, I hate the small room that I'm in,
yeah.
but like I'm fine living with my family. Like I don't hate my family, but God, I want to live alone just so I can be loud. For the sole reason of like me being able to like have my own space to, because fuck, like if I simply just streamed like during the day, like my mom's at work, most people are also at work, my brother's either at work or he just doesn't give a shit. Like if I just stream then it wouldn't be a problem, but I stream at like 11, I start streaming at 11 p.m. Like I'm not really able to be loud. Like when I eventually like am able to get my own place, or at least more my own place than like here, I'll be able to be louder. I'll be able to be funnier.
I've definitely noticed where I am now in our condo, even though it's like technically we kind of have more neighbors surrounding us, very technically.
Yeah.
I can still be louder here.
Yeah.
Because, you know, we're obviously not living with Richter's parents anymore. And aside from that, we also, oh my god, like, at that house, there were some very nosy neighbors who, like, they would call the police if, like, my car was parked in a certain spot because I was, like, making space for someone else.
Oh my god.
Yeah, they were those kind of neighbors. I was like, man, fuck you.
Yeah. Good riddance.
We don't. So far, we do not have that problem here.
Yeah.
So very good for that.
Yeah. Oh.
And now, I'm officially out of things to say.
Yeah, this delivery is taking much longer than I thought it would.
Yeah, I've noticed.
I honestly feel like I missed a turn somewhere. Because I haven't really been paying attention to the map that much. You're not a boring person, you shush.
Maybe you're fine. Be quiet.
Mr. Turn at Sweden. Yeah. We're still in Sweden, I'm pretty sure. I don't ended up in Norway.
Took a right turn at Albuquerque.
My favorite place in Sweden. Couldn't read that. I was trying to see if we were still in Sweden.
Hmm.
I don't recognize this road though. I don't think I've driven here before. no. We'll get there when we get there. You asked me that again and we're not getting McDonald's. I went to McDonald's. Wait, what? Yeah, I definitely missed a turn. Yeah.
Good job.
Because this roundabout is telling me to go back the way I came. Welp.
Take the third exit.
Woo! Oh, fuck. Yeah, we're still in Sweden at least.
Exit now.
Well, back we go. Back.
Back you go. And so we last a little longer.
2 more hours of driving.
I don't have the energy for it.
I'm gonna have to have the energy for it because I am not canceling this job. Ugh. Oh, fuck. To make for dinner? I don't know what you have to make, so. Make pasta. Sausage. Yeah, make sausage. You gotta make the tactical hot dog.
What's a tactical hot dog?
I don't remember.
I see.
I just remember on one of the hot dogs, horseshoes, and hand grenades devlogs, he had a competition for people to make hot dog recipes, and the one that won, the recipe that won was called the tactical hot dog.
I like it.
Yeah, I need to rewatch him making it. Boil them. Oh, yeah. We've done that before. Yeah, you should do it. That's nice.
Stick the spaghetti into the hot dog and boil. I've never heard of that.
Yeah. I don't know what it's called, but like, you cut the hot dog into like little sections, and then you thread the like pasta noodles, the spaghetti, like through each piece.
Huh.
Yeah. Sounds pretty good. It's a. Hello, Nepty.
Hi. Yeah, so hot dogs are one of those things where it's like, I don't know. I don't have the greatest history with hot dogs.
Yeah.
Like, they have to be made a certain way.
Oh yeah,
otherwise
no.
I'm just
Hot
not
dog.
gonna like it.
Like most of the time, hot dogs is just cheap shit. But like you can
Yeah.
make good hot dog. Wow, I literally like missed. How did I miss that? Wow, I'm stupid. Beef with hot dogs? No, they're not made with beef. They're made with miscellaneous. They're made with
Well,
other.
see, okay.
They're made-
Okay, no, the one that's actually made with miscellaneous is bologna. Like, bologna actually is recycled meat, and I've never liked bologna.
I've never had it.
Get
You won't like it.
Cookout hot dogs
Yeah,
are
hot
fucking
dogs here.
awesome. Oh, good old Bologna. Yeah.
Yeah, that's how you. Even though we call it bologna, that's how it's spelled.
Yeah. I just like saying Bologna because it sounds funny.
See, and when I read the word for it, I think of the Weird Al song, "My Bologna," which is like that's like one of his
Bologna.
very first songs.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was a parody of My Sharona.
Yeah. I mean, what else would it be a parody of? Newgrounds video about bologna? Yeah.
I don't remember the Newgrounds video about bologna.
I don't remember much about it.
at the roundabout.
Wiley, I'm gonna need you to give a brief description of this Newgrounds video. Because a lot of times when I'm thinking of old Newgrounds Flash animations, I'm just thinking of like series that I watched a lot of.
Yeah.
Then turn right.
Pretty much like the one
Okay.
Newgrounds thing that I think of nowadays is just Madness Combat.
Which is understandable.
Turn right.
But I
It's
was
like I didn't really use Newgrounds that much. Like at least for watching things. Like I only really used Newgrounds for games.
I was very actively like watching a lot of Newgrounds animations. Like I loved the Brackenwood series. It was the series by the former Disney animator. They were just really beautifully animated for its time. Yeah, you know Brackenwood. Brackenwood's amazing.
Yeah.
It's really just a bunch of like environmental sort of magical animations.
Yeah. Also, I forget the baloney video.
But another series I loved watching on Newgrounds was the Blockhead series from Michael Swain.
Yeah.
Blockhead, the best way to describe Blockhead was like, it was a surprisingly family-friendly series that was also very funny.
Yeah.
Where like the main character Blockhead, his subconscious was clearly Carl from Aqua Teen Hunger Force. Just basically not Carl.
Yeah.
But it was good. There's no other way to describe it. It was a Newgrounds series you could actually show to your family.
Yeah.
But one of my absolute favorites was I think at most there was 6 episodes, but I think it was really just 5. It was a group called Tomorrow's Nobodies. They were a sort of sketch comedy group, but they were first known for their animations. It was basically just a bunch of like a bunch of college guys that lived together, where weird shit just happened. And it was like, I want to say episode 2 is when the animator for it, no one remembers Final Fantasy Sonic X. That's...
I don't remember it because it's Final Fantasy and I've never given a shit about Final Fantasy.
I'm actually trying to remember.
Acid.
No,
They're delivering acid.
I'll go back to Tomorrow's Nobody's. Like, it was, I want to say it was episode 2 when basically the animator for it, his name was Chase, and they had him. No one remembers Ultimate Sonic Flash. I do remember Ultimate Sonic Flash. I do remember that.
Yeah. I feel like everyone remembers Ultimate Sonic Flash. If you watched Ultimate Sonic Flash, you probably remember it. Because I remember that was like played. I remember. No, I think I watched people play it. I don't think I played. That was like the time when you'd have like the computer rooms in schools.
Yeah.
Like I would watch people play it. Yeah. Because it was. I don't remember anything about the game, but I remember watching people play it and being like, "This is fun to watch," but I wouldn't play it. But I would.
Sure, you had it unlocked. Let me tell you what no one remembers. No one remembers, like, I want to say it was called Alfie's World.
Alf's
or
World.
maybe it was like just Alfie.com. That was something that like a bunch of us in middle school, we would constantly go to that website because we knew, at least for a while, it was okay at school to go to that website and play the games on there. There was a tank game on Alfie.com where it was secretly multiplayer. Like if a bunch of you got on at the same time, you could actually go against each other. Nice. It was like, oh, this is pretty ahead of its time.
It's cool.
There was
I wonder if
also,
people got
like,
I wonder if people got surprised by that. Like they just want to play solo and then randomly someone's just fucking like deleting them. Congregate? Shit,
yeah.
I still go on Congregate sometimes.
Oh wow.
Like there's this old idle game called The Perfect Tower. It's a really simplistic idle game. Cool. It's not even really an idle game. It's like a tower defense game.
Yeah.
And like I play the fuck out of that still because they release another one on Steam, but the new one is shit. Ultimate Smash Flash. Everyone remembers Smash Flash.
Oh yeah, because it's a
that one Sonic
right.
edit
Hot
character. That one Sonic edit character. Do you mean every single Sonic OC creator on Newgrounds?
Yeah.
The 300 of them.
Of course, a lot of us remember Smash Flash because like Smash Flash 2 still got updated for a long time.
Yeah, an old Hot Diggity Demon video. Oh, yeah, I see you sending it.
Man, Hot Diggity Demon.
Yeah. Does he even still make videos?
I have no idea what he does anymore.
Fuck knows.
What I do recall,
Shooting Goombas?
I do recall,
wasn't it called Gangsta Mario, or is that something else I'm thinking of?
Oh my god, I know what you're talking about. I played that so much. Oh my god, there was nothing else to it. Literally nothing else. Mario has a shotgun, you shoot Goombas until you eventually die. That was it.
Yeah.
Another thing, I'm like losing focus, but remember the adult Princess Peach and we just walk around.
It wasn't
Yes,
Bowser's Castle. It wasn't Bowser's Castle. It had its own like quote unquote story.
It was like Mario was missing too.
Yeah, you started at Peach's Castle, and then you did go like through the overworlds and shit. Yeah.
It eventually got
that game was horrible.
Yeah.
But it got popular because it was quote unquote one of the first like porn fan games. It definitely wasn't the first, but it was one of the first like
one of the
popular big ones. Yeah.
At the time, one of the better ones.
Yeah, it was one of the higher quality ones that wasn't just
because it was like actual
click to come. I'm pretty sure it had like a secret cheat menu where you could make her titties bigger.
So Super Mario Bros. Z, the amazing thing about that is that Alvin Earthworm, the person who made it, it's like he's recreating it slowly, but he is recreating the whole series, and
nice.
You know, he has a Patreon for it, blah blah blah, and yeah, he's I can link like the remake of episode 1 and 2. And yeah, he's going all out for the remakes. And he even did like an HD re-upload of the original series. Yeah, funny enough, he didn't want to do it before, and then he just decided one day, you know what? I never did finish this, but I've gotten so much better now.
Yeah, just make the whole thing again.
And this time he actually intends to go past episode 7, whenever he gets there.
Huh. Nice.
It was funny. I remember going on his DeviantArt years ago and seeing that he drew furry art, and it's like, oh, Alvin Earthworm's a furry.
Yeah. It's always funny when people like suddenly figure out someone's a furry. Like it will never cease to humor me when people go, "Oh my god, Pyros, what? He's into
I mean,
he's a
yeah.
fat fur? What?" Like it's so funny because I've known that shit for years.
Well, yeah, like like Matt Jolly, creator of Madness Combat. It was like,
Yeah, he's a
wait,
furry.
what?
And he draws fucking
Yeah.
cool shit. Like he draws cool furry shit.
Yeah. Was that Wobble Legs and Aristides? Yep, Aristides.
Aristides,
Good old
that's it.
Aristides.
Yeah.
It was e-hentai before e-hentai.
Ooh.
So with all that,
I think the funniest part is always like when people. I think the reason it's funny to me is admittedly because I follow artists that have drawn art for Pyrocynical. So like I've known this for years, and then when I see someone like, "What? That's crazy. Why he fat fur? What?" And it's like, you haven't seen anything. Yeah.
well, what's even funnier to me as of late is friggin' Proton John.
Yeah.
That I actually looked up naked boobs when I was younger. Scandalous.
Oh, how could you? What disgusting.
So,
Naked.
friggin'
Specifically,
Proton
the
John,
boobs are naked. They have no nipple.
I don't know what happened. Yeah, Proton John. Yeah, you know Marley.
Hydra, yeah.
I don't exactly know what happened, but like it was specifically in like 2019, I think.
Yeah,
when
I think it was
started
2019.
When like we started seeing these random, like artists that many of us were familiar with being like,
Randomly
hey,
started
for
posting.
Proton John,
Yeah.
and like all the comments were like, "Excuse me, who?"
Like, now hold on a second. No.
Now wait just a darn minute.
Yeah, I do remember that.
And we were like, even I was like, John.
And I think
Do you wanna-
that's the
wanna say
that's the
something?
funny part as well. Is like with Proton John, he doesn't give a shit, and he just
No, he doesn't.
yeah. But then every time, obviously, I see these artists that I know, like draw. Obviously, I know because it's Pyrocynical's like his red fox character. I think I don't remember what
Right,
species it is.
right.
And like, but it's always commissioned for anonymous. And I'm like, like at this point, does he really need to hide it? Does he really? Like I wouldn't give a
might as
shit
well own it.
if I saw like slob art and it's just like for Pyrocynical. Like who cares? People are into weird shit.
Just own it.
Everyone's into weird shit. Everyone. I have my own fair share. My own.
Yeah, I do too.
Although I say that
Well-
I am pretty vanilla with the stuff I like.
I get a little out there.
Like your past
A little.
twins? What? I don't know what you're on about, Molly. I'll be honest, I don't look at Twitter much,
Marley has possum twins.
Oh, okay, that's cool.
Anyway, so with all that said, I think it's time. 3 hours.
Just over 3 hours, yeah. They will get into trouble. Okay. They're gonna start. They're gonna get in trouble for petty theft.
Clearly.
Yeah. Crimes.
Rings.
Gun. I want to get more stuff of my characters, but then I need to save. So it's like I don't know what I want to do. Like, do I bite the bullet and buy a commission that'll make me happy, or do I save? Do I save?
I mean, probably safe.
I mean, obviously the answer is gonna be save, but every time I'm like, ooh, but it's really tempting. Ooh. Because like
I get it.
like Relic or like someone will open commissions, or like an artist that I really like that like never opens commissions is finally like, oh, I'm opening comms, and they're cheaper than I think they would be. I'm just
Yeah.
like, oh, you fuck. Oh. What? Huh? And there's also just, the fuck would I even commission? I'm not great at coming up with ideas. Like I have I do have a few ideas that I would want to get, but I don't know like specifics for all of them. It's always like they're like very bland ideas of like, it's literally just this character and this character doing something together. And like I don't have any ideas for like specifics. Pretty much all I want to do is like get commissions of my characters actually interacting with each other, because I don't have any of that. None of like, in terms of commissions, none of my characters have met. Like they have never seen each other, even though like 3 of them live together.
So with all that said,
Anyway, no more tangents. Dude, hey, are you sure the emotes are gone, or have you just like lost your subscription to whoever the channel is, or are these like default Twitch emotes that are gone? Nah, it's gone. Lamau XD.
wow.
Switch them out. Oh wow, cringe. Damn, you should unsub. Unsub from them and sub to me. Ugh.
So that, everyone.
Oh no, cringe.
Oh no, cringe.
Bye-bye.
Goodbye, everybody.
Yeah, I just saw your tweet about the crypto thing. Alright, yeah, see you guys tomorrow. Maybe. Depending on what happens, we'll find out. Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.